A curse has befallen the region of Icewind Dale, in the form of an unrelenting winter that has slowly chipped away at those who live here for 2 long years. Most have lost the will to believe it will ever end, as hundreds of adventurers have flocked to this region in an attempt to end the curse and go down in history. None have succeeded. Those who do live to tell their tales are left frozen and mutilated by the horrors of the region. Join us as an unlikely group of adventurers come together to try and best these lands and put an end.
Hello, welcome everyone. Welcome back to Tabletop Tyranny, where we play our fun D&D game. I'm Jacob. As you can see, we have our awesome players here, all 6 of them. Yeah, some of them are up close to the camera, waving. They get closer and closer every week, so if you want to see next week how much closer they can get, tune in. All of our past content is on the YouTube that you are at currently. So yeah, with that, we are going to start. Usually what I like to do before I go into the recap for our games is I like to ask a riddle, a question, something fun for the players to earn inspiration. And I think several players do not have, I think most of y'all do not have inspiration. So we will get right on into it. So this is a little bit of a riddle. I'm going to screen share and then I will read it off for all of you to see. It's definitely not that
Previous
one.
riddle
Here we
we've
go.
already had. No.
Up and down they go and travel, but never do they move an inch. Up and down they go and travel, but never do they move an inch.
Oh.
And as they ponder this riddle, we will just chill. We'll just chill in here. Got some good tunes in our ears. Yeah. As the drums kick in.
They.
Up and down they go and travel, but never do they move an inch.
God, there's a couple. They really is fucking me up.
Like I said, this is technically a riddle from 100 Riddles and from dndspeak.com. It's actually from a dndspeak.com website. So as you guys think about that, there is one correct answer that the website has provided, but I will also reward stuff if it makes sense. So there could be potential of, endless amount of right answers. So let's say maybe 20 more seconds of thinking and then we will answer this. As a personal note, I'm going to try and go this whole actual game without saying It's going to be hard, but I'm going to try to do it. I'm mentally trying to clock in to not do it.
What do we get every time you do?
Not a damn thing.
We get a free crit every time you say No.
Yeah, sure.
It'll be amazing.
For
That'll
this session.
motivate you.
Yeah.
For this
It's true.
I think,
session
that will,
only.
I think that will depress me more than it will
Yeah.
motivate me. At this point, we might as well just tell a story. There's no need to roll dice at that point.
You need an jar every time you say
I do put a penny in it or
Yeah.
something. It doesn't start until we get into the game, so I can say how many times I want right now.
Yeah.
10 more seconds.
Get him out.
9, 8, 7. And with that, we count down to 0. So let's go around the round table and present all of our answers. I'll reveal what the right answer provided by the website was. But yeah, let's just go. Tyler's raising his hand. He wants to go first.
Okay, I don't think these are right, but I had 2. I had Seesaw,
Okay.
and then I also was like the sun, but then I was like they. What the fuck does they? And I was like, I can't say moon because the moon moved. Anyways, but
I like where your head's at.
okay, I'm done.
All right, Craig's next. He's raising his hand.
I put the temperature.
Oh, that's a good.
It goes up and down, but doesn't actually move unless you're like talking about the mercury in a thermometer. But
That's a good.
That's a good point. All right, who wants to go next?
I feel like mine is basic compared.
Perfect. Stars volunteering.
Stairs. I don't
Okay.
know.
That's
Stairs is a
pretty
good one.
Yeah, I like that. That's clever.
Okay. Maybe. We'll go over to the next person.
I said moods.
Moods. Okay.
Oh.
That's a good one.
I don't know about the traveling part, but They go up and down.
All right, two potential answers left. From two potential awesome.
I tap out. I'm sorry. I could not come
All
up
right,
with anything.
Honestly,
Emily
I was
forgoes her answer.
thinking- I was thinking real hard. The closest I get to is clouds, but I was like, oh, but they do move. So
Okay.
That's
So, 2 X's from those two. So, the correct answer provided by the website was actually stairs. Star did get it right.
Oh.
Nice.
So she does get inspiration. I do like everyone else's answers as well.
I feel like everyone else's was better.
Yeah, that's the answer they provided. I will say those that answered will get a point of inspiration. Sadly, the other
Yay.
two.
Fair.
Yeah. And Clouds, if you didn't throw yourself on a bus, I would have given it to you, but he said they do move. So I was like, yeah, you're right. So,
yeah.
yeah,
I mean, I'm
you
good.
guys.
I have inspiration. So.
Yeah, you guys take inspiration. If the 4 that got inspiration, 4 that got inspiration can't count. Already have it. Feel free to give it out. But without further ado, let's start the recap. Let's get into the recap. Let me close this window. Let me hit the gritty. All right,
Do it.
gritty. I'm not too old for that.
No, you're not.
My bones don't work like they used
That's a
to.
mental thing.
So last session, the party we started with the party setting down from their day of long travel. Antiochus was ready to know more about his father's demise, requesting the information from Avarice, where Avarice began to tell her story or spin her story or whatever she did with the story as she had played a part in his demise, in Antiochus' father's demise. Having overheard his research regarding simulacrums, she learned that Antiochus' father... Tyler, what was your father's name again, if you could remind us? Because I did not put that in the recap.
I don't know. Give me-
All right, that's fine. So don't worry about it. Basically, Avarice had learned that Antiochus' father was, in fact, a simulacrum as well, from a long line of simulacrums. And one day, when his father had wounded her pride, she reported that information to the Arcane Brotherhood Council, where the council deemed him not a true wizard, as he was just illusionary magic. Once finding that out, and once Antiochus' father found that out, there was a battle where Avarice was victorious, where she did mention that she had been killed in a certain sense, and that she had help from her god or her patron, whatever you want to label it as. To which Antiochus' dad was basically etched out of the history books forever. His research, his progress, whatever information the Arcane Brotherhood had, they wiped it off of the face of Faerun, basically blotting him out of history, which is probably a far worse outcome than just death, which is you just get your whole existence erased. With that story kind of over, it was time for the Night's Watches, and it was very uneventful. There were some glimpses of stuff out in the environment, but nothing really threatened the party. But there were many deep discussions that occurred during the Night's Watch. I'm not going to get into what exactly was talked about, but if you would like to know, go back and rewatch the last session. That doesn't count. They all woke up the next day, set back out, and in their journey, they came across, or they seemed to have been noticed by Oral. I don't know if your characters made that connection, but I think the players might have understood that's who that was. But I think your characters would kind of like associate that form with Oral. Like it was just weird. I think you would be smart enough as characters go to kind of put context clues together. There was a battle as Oral summoned a frost giant and a mammoth. Of course, the adventurers came out on top. And then there was more traveling that had occurred after that, as we see our party members setting up camp for this night, when 3 battle-hammer dwarves ask if they can come and join the party for the night. And we left off seeing these dwarves approach, each of them having what looked to be large hunting knives, some bolas, and holstered revolvers hanging from their hips. As a door is knocked on. Let me call or burp real quick. But yeah, so that is what happened last session. So this session, we will kind of just get back into it. So the important things to note was that these dwarfs, as they approached, they obviously made their presence known. And I will start the battle map. This is actually if you look at the battle map right now, you will see.
Yeah.
You actually see the map, the distance you guys have traveled. The leftmost green dot was where the Kraken's kiss was, and you guys can see that you guys are further away from that to the northeast. But besides the fact with the map, you guys, I said, caught myself. I said it again. Oh no, I'm spiraling.
Slippery slope.
Ah!
many
So what
crits
happened? 0. Okay.
It's over.
We saw the 3 dwarves they made their presence known. They called out like, "Hey, can we yada yada, can we come to the camp?" Which obviously Antiochus, being the vocal chatty little guy he is,
What do you
blurted
mean?
out his name. He said he was Antiochus, to which the stranger in the darkness announced himself as Colt. The party kind of welcomed him with open arms. People were throwing their hoods. Some of the people were throwing Avarice hooded up. Most of the other party members hooded up. And we know that Caldra and Heist, they both have revolvers on their hips as they are kind of out and about. Caldra's is more kind of vined up and entangled.
It's decorated.
Decorated. I'm sorry. Misspoke. But yeah, we last saw as these 3 dwarves approach the fire. And the one in the middle, they kind of approach in a fashion where it's like the main guy that was talking's in the middle and the 2 to the side of him. And they all approach where Colt, the one that was talking from from the dark, because you guys are just around a little campfire, so you can't really see too much into the darkness that surrounds you as it stretches further and further back. But Colt, he did say it before we cut off the last session. He walked up, hands on his hips, and he says, I'm gonna go kind of off of my own memory, not exactly what he said, but he approached and he said, "Well, it's quite nice to see some fine faces out here with some friendly type to spend the night with." He kind of was being very, very, very open and very like, very country, very jovial country, very stereotypical like country person. He had his hands on his hips, and that's kind of where we cut off. So these 3 dwarves have entered the scene. He's got his hands on his hips and he's looking around the group. And he puts up one hand. He says, "Oh, as you know, my name is Colt. I did say that if you didn't hear me when I was out there. This here and this here," and he motions to the 2 dwarves next to him, which these guys are all wearing the same kind of getup. Very much hard to make out who's who. The main figure Colt motions to either of the people on the sides and he says, "This is Weston. And this is Smith."
My goodness.
Of course it is.
They said, "It's quite nice to find some fine folk out here in the middle of nowhere. What? Why are you raising your hand, son?"
I was just waiting for you to be done talking. Are those like your real names? Are you
Yes,
like
it's-
named after a little horse?
No, this is my name that was
Oh.
given to me by my mom, my pa. Is Antiochus really your name?
Yeah,
What?
it is.
Oh,
Sorry, no,
Shut up.
that's not
What?
Antiochus.
Oh.
He's a little senile. We've been on the road a while.
it's
Oh,
quite
that's
funny
funny.
looking. What's going on with you? You kind of look old and young at the same time. What's going on with you, buddy?
Well, like I said, he's got issues. He's a little senile. Don't listen to him. He saw it on a poster, and I'm gonna like walk up behind him and give him a big old pat on the back, basically being like, "Shut up," you know.
Okay. So you're trying to basically deceive these guys with
Yeah.
physical. Yeah. Go ahead and roll a deception check for me.
Can I help by like popping in front of him and be like, "Well, hi, my name's Ashana. How are you?"
Wow.
And oh my goodness, I just love your little get up. You just look ready for the wilderness.
Yeah, as you kind of jump up in front of this this individual, which you guys are kind of still 10 feet away from each other. It's not like you're like right in his face.
Mhm.
You jump into his, like, you kind of take over the scene in that aspect, and you're eyeing him up and down, and you see all 3 of the dwarves kind of like tilt their heads up and down, and Colt says, "Oh, you have quite a good get up going on yourself. Nice to meet you, Ashana. I'm Colt," and he puts his hand out to give you a handshake.
I'll shake his hand. Be like, "Wow,
Yeah.
that's a firm grip."
Indeed, it is. That's a revolver hand right there. It's my strong hand. He kind of looks down at your hip and says, "That's quite a fine piece you got on your hip there. You barely make it out between all the twigs and vines, but it's very nice, very well made."
Yeah, I'm still learning, so probably not as skilled as you, but working on it.
That's quite admirable. Would you like any lessons? I am quite a skilled marksman. I could teach you a thing or two.
Yeah, maybe not tonight. We don't want to attract anything.
Perfect. That's fine. I mean, understandable. But if you don't want to attract anything, I would, recommend putting your fire behind something that kind of blocks it from view, because that is how us three found you. Was the fire? It was kind of like a beacon in the night.
You know what? You are right. What do you suggest? Because it's kind of too cold to not have one.
He looks over to the area around and he just says, "Frankly, I don't know what to tell you. It's pretty flat out here, so you kind of just shit out of luck. There was a couple of rocks that I passed on the way back, on the way over here. Maybe you could disguise the fire next time with those, but I mean, I doubt anything really would come this way. There was a blizzard just a second ago, so usually that deters most creatures from blowing bump in the night."
Let's hope.
And you see, as they're talking, Weston and Smith kind of like start to like spread out slowly. They just kind of like separate 5 feet, like to get out of this like direct line of like Ashana, Heise, and Antiochus. What did you roll, by the way, Heise?
29.
Oh God.
I have a plus 10.
Yeah.
I rolled a 19.
He's a
But
liar.
Colt is in front of you openly. He's still discussing as these two kind of just like spread out a little bit. It's not like they like just take off running. They just start spreading around you guys. They just separate like maybe 5 to 10 feet just to get kind of spread out. They don't want to be, these are unknown people, unknown. You're all feeling this kind of. There's this tension in the air. Especially you guys know that there may be a reason for tension, given the infamy that you guys have. But Colt doesn't seem to question your cover up. I say you seem to impress that maybe this weird looking kid man is senile. He looks quite fucked up, and Colt probably's like, yeah, he looks fucked up.
Yeah, he does look fucked up.
This time Weston. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna be like, y'all want to come sit by the fire? And I'm just talking, just like,
Yeah.
how's your day been? Y'all running into anything? Like, I'm just going on and on.
Yeah, Colt is still engaged with conversation. He said that would be mighty hospitable of you. We would very much like to get into the warmth of the fire. First, I would like, it would be best for us to all be on first name basis, just because it's a little respectful. I just want to make sure I know who I'm talking to. I don't want to, call someone something that they're not. That feels wrong. As I said, I'm Colt. That's Weston. That's Smith. We are Hammer Holmes, and he like patches a little beer mug symbol on his little like sleeve of his cold weather clothing, and he begins to kind of approach the fire to get closer. And you see Weston and Weston and Smith kind of do the same on their respective sides. So Colt speaks up again. He says, "Well, I know Ashana. I know the little fellas in Antiochus. What is your name, sir?" And he points to you, Heise.
Oh, the name's Ken. It's nice to meet y'all.
Good. It's a pleasure to meet you. And Weston and Smith say, "Whoa, pleasure." Colt points to the very large turtle-framed individual and says, "What's your name, big fella? You quite got a size to you."
He has been cooking over the fire this whole time, I believe.
Okay.
And he'll say, "Oh yes, sorry, I was distracted by this thing that I'm cooking. It is I, Sir Pershelval, of the Knights of the Round Basking Stone. But that was some time ago. I'm retired now. You may call me Percy."
Quite impressive, Percy. It's nice to meet your acquaintance.
Call him PJ.
PJ it is.
Only Only that one may call me PJ.
Oh, my bad, Percy. See, this is why it's good to get on first name terms, so I know what I can say versus what I cannot say. This is good ground. We're making fresh ground. He looks over towards the orc. He looks over and says, "What about you, fine fella? You look very strong. You must be one of the muscles of this group. Obviously, this Percy here is muscle as well."
Enoch just kind of stands up and goes like this and bows without saying anything.
Oh,
Yeah, he doesn't
he's,
talk much,
he's
sorry.
mute. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
mute.
To which you see Colt says, I apologize. That was sorry for your loss of speaking. It's quite. Anyways, nice to make your nice to make your acquaintance. And he looks over to Kitris, to you, Kitris, and he says, "Hey, you're quite a strange-looking fella. Well, no mean to be, offensive by saying that, but I've never seen something like you before. What's your name, pal?"
No, it's all right. My name is Dave, David, but you can call me Dave.
Dave. Well, nice to meet you, Dave.
Pleasure to meet you as well. Gentleman over there, he didn't lose. He's a monk, so he's chosen, a vow of silence type of thing,
Ah. Well, at least we know he's a man of practice and principle. That's good to know.
Right, we've never heard him
Good to know.
speak, so.
Oh, not stub his toe or anything like that? Not even in pain?
No, his face just turns really red.
Oh. I understand.
Like a mime.
Oh. And lastly, he motions towards Avarice and he says, "Who might you be, friend?" Avarice, from beneath her hooded cloak, she says, same kind of vocal cadence. She doesn't change her voice to be any kind of different. She says, or maybe like a little softer. She says, "My name is oh God." She's like, "My name is Alexandra. You can call me Alexandra." Colt says, "Oh, mighty fine name, Alexandra. You mind if I see what you look like? Well, why do all you have y'all's hoods up? What's going on with that? Is it?" He's like, "Is the sun out? Is it too bright?"
Because it's fucking
cold
cold.
outside.
We're not strong and hardy like the dwarves are. I forget myself sometimes. I forget that. We've been out here so much. We're used to this cold, this temperature. I mean, it has been getting quite cold recently. So I don't know if you noticed it, but it seems like it's getting colder, which is crazy to think. But
It does seem like that.
Yes, my skin has been very sensitive lately.
yeah, so Colt
To
sits
moisturize
down.
DJ.
He does not respond to that.
Sorry, he's feeling a little ill, and I'll pat and take us on the back again a little harder. No shit. Stop talking. Like,
Colt sits down. He sits down, and Smith and Weston they stay standing up as he sits down. Who else sits down as Colt kind of sits down? Avarice kind of has been seated this whole time. She hasn't really got up from her. Who was sitting versus who was standing? I know Ashana, Ken, and Antiochus were standing up. Were the rest of you guys sitting down
Yeah, I was
around the
sitting.
campfire still?
Enoch
you guys
just
are
stood
still-
up to bow and then he sat back.
Yeah,
gonna-
that's right.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I need to go. I need to go to the bathroom.
This is
you
his
need
second character.
someone to come
doing
with?
this.
No, I'm okay.
All
I
right.
don't need.
Colt
I'm
says,
just going to the bathroom.
"You shouldn't wander too far out there. You might get lost or something. Do you want Weston or Smith to go with you?
No, I'm good.
We know the lay of the land real well. We could,
You
we
did.
could
No,
be.
I'm okay. I'm okay. Thank you. See ya.
If you insist, do you guys just let him walk off on his own?
It is good for him to feel some independence.
He may be senile, but he needs the space sometimes.
I'll stand up and whatever side of the fire he's on, I will go to that point of the fire and just be just on the line of like where you can still see me in the light, just watching out for wherever he goes, but I won't actually go with him.
Okay, yeah, perfect. So you kind of reroute to the other side.
Yeah.
You see Smith kind of copies your movement, except he goes to the opposite side of, kind of just encircling the fire. He also looks out into the darkness as he's just taking a lay of the land, but he's on opposite sides from you, Kitris. And Colt says, I understand that sentimentality. We have a couple of old timers out, Hammerholm, back at where we stay at, and we give them a little bit of independence. We let them forge some stuff here and there just to keep their minds young and vibrant.
Keep them occupied, yeah.
If you don't mind me, what happened to the poor boy, poor man? What happened? Why does he look like that?
I don't know. We kind of just found him.
Found him?
Yeah.
So true.
Where at? Out here in the wilderness or in town? In the
No,
10 towns?
No, in the 10 towns.
Where would you find him at? What town were you guys in? Or were you in?
Bryn Shander.
It's as fine a place to be in 10 towns. That is the most comforting town that I know of. I've been there a couple times here and there, but well, it's good that you guys are so charitable with the poor boy. He is quite fucked up looking.
Yeah.
Excuse my French.
No, it's okay. He gets it a lot, so.
Well, Colt kind of kicks up his leg and says, "Well, what brings all you guys? Or what are you guys doing out here in the middle of nowhere?" If it's just too much for me to pry and ask, I'm just trying to keep the conversation going. I'm trying to be hospitable and friendly. Just before we lay down with you folk, we don't want to be laying down to next to any kind of murders or criminals. Of course, we don't want to be doing that. What brings you fine folk out here in the middle of nowhere? Frankly.
Alexandra, you might take the lead on this one, since we were hired by you, right?
Yeah. So Colt kind of looks towards Alexandra. It's cloak figure. Alexandra says, "We are on a hunt for treasure, of course, like any Dell folk would be. Obviously, we're not all from 10 towns. We are a strange group of adventurers, you would say. We are in the search for treasure, like most that come to Icewind Dale. Hell, maybe even stop Orl's wrath along the way. You know the whole thing. That whole wise tale people of 10 towns tell to the children and the common folk. But it is treasure we seek. That's basically all you should really know, just to, just in case you guys are any kind of treasure seekers or bounty hunters, of course." To which Colt says, "That is quite a fine reason to be out here in the middle of nowhere. I've been around these areas. You guys are, a couple miles from Kelvin's Cairn, if that kind of helps you. To the southeast, that's where Kelvin's Cairn is. I'm sure you're all familiar with that big mountain. Guys can all kind of see. We're a little northwest of that mountain at the moment, so if it kind of helps you get your bearings or anything like that." He looks over to where all y'all's axe beaks are, kind of saddled up or stabled up, and he says, "Quite a fine beast, quite a fine mount you guys got there. We had a couple of axe beaks a couple of days ago, but we had to put them down, and they became food. So it's kind of a drastic circle of life, but it happens out here, and the push comes to shove, the lesser creature has to be put down to benefit the others."
That's unfortunate. How far were you from home when that happened? You'd think once you lost them, you'd turn back.
Oh no, we aren't the kind to just turn back when we have things to do, things to see. We were we headed into Tourmaline to do some trading. We had a couple of there's a big group of us. We came in there just to do some trading. Got some information about some stuff that was going on in town, and we all went our separate ways to investigate. We are in the business of finding naysayers and evildoers. Some may call us bounty hunters, some may call us murderers. But at the end of the day, we do what needs to put food on the table and gold in our pockets. There was quite a large bounty, actually, that came up while we were in Tourmaline. There was a large group supposedly, and each of them had about 10,000 gold on their head. Quite a luxurious amount, if you ask me. And he says this as he is like,
Never mind. Keep going.
no, what are we gonna do?
I wanted to try to inside check him if he kind of knows who we are already. By the way, he's just like his general demeanor about talking about this and
Yeah.
saying it to us.
Yeah,
If
go ahead and
that
make an
makes
insight check.
sense.
Well, what's your passive insight, Miss 500?
Passive insight is only 18.
Okay,
Only.
roll a just roll insight check too.
Oh wait, where's my calendar dice? Sorry, guys.
Oh no.
He's so unprofessional.
Can't believe.
I am gonna use my inspiration.
Perfect.
Okay. Natural 20, so like 28.
Yeah. So he's being very forthcoming. Usually, insight is how you read on people's like physical language. You gotta tell if you know them well. You try to tell their cadence and their voice. This gentleman that's mainly been talking, very charismatic fellow, or seems very charismatic. You kind of clock that he has a strong belief that this is the bounty he's looking after hearing a name that was on the list. Even though there's been a really well deception check, it's not like he's like clocked you guys like entirely. Like he's on, like he knows exactly who you are. But there's that's still that kind of like doubt in his mind. Like, is this kid really senile? But even though it was a good deception check, it's still kind of there's still some doubt in his mind because it's one of those things where it's what a coincidence that you're in the middle of nowhere. You get out of a blizzard out of the middle of nowhere, come to a campfire, and there's someone that is in a large group with the name Antiochus. That's kind of a that. So as that happens, as you kind of pick up on that, we're going to cut over to Antiochus as he's going to take a fat pee or poo.
I'm pissing. No,
You definitely are.
You better roll for it.
Yeah.
All you're doing.
Roll for
I rolled
stream.
for mine. You have to roll.
Yeah, roll for the stream. Let's see how strong that stream
Gal
is.
went pissing
Alright,
already,
I'm
so you have to roll.
now.
Do I add
D20 roll.
anything to that?
Performance check. Do a performance check for me.
Performance?
Yeah.
Oh god. It's not talking to plants. Okay.
You peed
Roll.
in the wind.
Roll to see if you can hide the
Ian.
smell of asparagus.
Yeah. Thankfully you're on the side that the wind's not really blowing directly in you, so you don't piss on yourself. So that's good.
Hey,
But you,
it would have been funny if you did.
Yeah, it is a
He
success.
has,
For you.
he has proficiency in peeing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cast invisibility on myself.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
And that's what it sounds like as he disappears.
Belch.
Yeah, you cast invisibility. Make sure to mark it off. What is your plans with this invisibility? What are you trying to do? We're gonna stay with you for a little longer. What are you
I'm
doing
just-
while you're invisible?
I'm gonna turn around and look at Kitris. He can't see me anymore, so, and I'm just gonna stand right where I'm standing and just watch from a distance.
Did I see him disappear, or was he too far away from me?
I think it really just depends on how far away
If
he
you were,
was. Yeah, I think you would have saw him turn invisible.
Okay.
You have dark vision, right, Kitris?
Yeah, 60 feet.
So I think you would have spotted him turning, like just disappearing.
Okay.
you see the snow eat me. And
I will
then,
say as that happens, I would like Tyler to make a perception check for me. Actually, everyone can
there-
make a perception check.
are
for
there
me.
more than just the three? I'm gonna use my heroic inspiration.
15.
18.
22.
12.
Fuck.
I can't use my passive.
So it sounds like Sir Lancelot was the highest on
I
the,
got
on the
6.
board.
I got 6 twice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So what we see is Sir Lancelot, you this kind of takes us back to like as as Ashana and Kitris and them are talking to Colt, or as a party's talking to Colt and you're still kind of cooking the pot. Weston came over to your side. He's got his back he's opposite of Kitris, but he's got his back turned, like looking in the wilderness. You notice he puts one of his hands up to one of his ears and he like leans into it. And then he says something like whispers something,
Oh,
but you can't hear what he says as
I
he does
can't
that. So you do pick up on this guy like making like a slight hand. Think of like an FBI agent with their earpiece in. That's what the motion
Oh.
kind of does. As he says something, but he like whispers it, so it kind of gets lost on the wind. And plus it's kind of muffled because he's got a bunch of cold gear on. But we go back to Antiochus as he has disappeared. Antiochus, what is your plan now? You are invisible.
I got my fucking shotgun out. I'm not. I'm just I will. If they do
Nope.
take any hostile action, I will cast. I'll cast Firebolt.
Which is a cantrip, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Just because
If
I don't
they-
want you to lose a spell slot if you.
Yeah, that was my thought as well.
We lost Ethan.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to wait a second to hear him, see if he comes back.
Hey, Jacob, which one used the earpiece?
Oh, it was the one Weston, which is
Weston,
he's kind of beside Kitchus, maybe 5 feet away from not Kitchus, from Sir Lancelot. With his back is turned to the party, like as he's looking into the wilderness. But he does make that motion.
Yeah.
I'm like
I-
still where my feet were. Also.
Yeah, you haven't
except
moved or
I'm
anything.
kind
You
of-
just readied your weapon.
Also, well, Highsay's not here right now.
Yeah.
I would. Okay, I'll do my mind link, and I'll do it with Oh, is he back?
Yep.
Okay.
I think so. I think he went to restart his router or something.
Okay.
You keep talking though. Keep talking.
Okay. Well, I would tell him my mind link, like,
Mhm.
hey, he might be on to us. Just be aware. And I would do that for everyone.
Yeah. So you're going around the group one by one. So you do it to everyone. Do you do it to Avarice as well? To Alexandra as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Love this.
You can't. I don't think you could do it to Antiochus because he's invisible now. Do you have to see them? Does it have to be like a visible connection, like to see?
Yep.
So you tell everyone but Antiochus. So you tell the group that this guy may be onto you. What did you last hear, by the way, Ethan? Do you need me to kind of go over some stuff that happened? There wasn't much that happened.
It was he did the thing to his ear, and that's all.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So basically, what happened is that happened, and then Antiochus is just ready in his shotgun for if any danger happens to the party to do firebolt. And Antiochus is invisible, and then Caldra is kind of telling the party that this cult guy may be on to the group. There's kind of like
Yeah. Just
Like I said
Be
earlier.
on guard.
Yeah, and after I noticed Weston do this thing, I'm gonna make the established Iron Quartet signal for there is some bullshit, which is I just sneeze really loudly.
to which Weston would say, "Bless you."
Enoch is
Thank
like,
you.
What were you doing, Nate?
I just a big nod.
Big
towards
nod.
Percy.
Mhm.
Yeah. So we cut back over to just the conversations that's happening. Colt kind of just said that they basically just said, "Hey, we're bounty hunters. That's what we were doing." Do you guys say anything, or do you just want to let him continue on? Like he will continue to fill the silence because he's trying to get information from y'all to kind of establish who you guys are, if you're safe to sleep with or not. But from his, like I said, he's kind of just doubting whether or not this is a group or not. He's kind of on the fence still.
Oh,
So he's just there, kind of. It's
And-
an awkward silence.
Can he see Enoch's face under the hood?
I mean, you can tell me how. I mean, what is your? I'll let you decide if your hood covers your face. If there's like a little scarf that goes over, like some sort of covering. It's up to you.
I guess it's just like, I mean, it's a pretty deep hood, but if just in
Yeah.
case, whenever.
I think
whenever
probably
he's-
your nose is sticking out, or like your orc, so your tusk maybe are sticking out like your bottom lip.
But just in case he can see me whenever he says something about, looking for bounty hunters and stuff, Enoch would try to look. I'm like, oh my goodness,
Okay.
like all surprised and.
Yeah. Perfect.
I think Caldra would be like, oh my. Well, I guess we all understand the need of coins, right? That's why we're doing what we're doing, so I understand, especially if you're going after bad people, right?
I mean, of course, we only go after the scum of the earth, the criminals, the murderers. We only go after the worst of the worst. We've been known to handle ourselves in these escapades and these hunts. We call them hunts, but you have nothing to worry about unless you're a murderer. Of course, you're not a murderer, are you?
Oh, well, no, I'm only known for helping people.
Perfect. Oh, that's quite nice to hear. It's nice to be around such a calming force. Of course, I need you to roll a deception check for me, though, Star.
You fucking liar.
I'm scared. Oh, it's 0.
Oh,
What?
that's possible.
He's
Wait,
a
do
minus
you have
one.
negative deception? Oh my goodness.
It's just a 0. It like no plus. Okay.
Oh, but you haven't rolled yet. Okay.
Oh, okay. Plus.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
I was
plus
like,
0,
how'd you
plus
roll a
0.
0? Good lord.
Oh gosh, guys.
Oh darn.
I got a natural 20.
Wow.
That's amazing.
For a total of just 20.
Just 20.
Okay. He got a 21. So it
Oh
still
my
beats yours, even though yours is a crit.
Oh, wow.
It still beats it in a sense. But it's one of those things where it's like he's like, well, that makes quite, that you kind of pick up when he says, oh, it's nice to have a common person. He kind of was being sarcastic. You got a passive insight that's like really high. You kind of picked up that he was kind of, it's like a backhanded like statement.
Well, occasionally you have to protect yourself, so sometimes I'm ashamed of it, but sometimes you have to do what's best, right?
That is correct. I do agree with that statement.
And
I'm a
Kitris,
young lady, and sometimes it's a little scary,
Oh, I assume so. I'm not a young lady, so I do not know, but I can assume.
Yes.
Kitris will just cut in and say, and I think it really depends on your definition of murder as well. I mean, on our journeys, we have had to kill, but, like she said, it's been defense, or, we were hired. We killed some orcs, a group of orcs, because we were told to retrieve something for someone. I mean, that's... What did we... a Wendigo, right? We had to kill a Wendigo, some spiders. I mean, it
was
really...
confused when you say Wendigo. He's like, what?
it really depends on your definition of murder. I suppose that all depends on what you... which lives you value, right?
You have a fair point there, Dave. You have a fine, fair point there. I guess that question was a little... I guess it really just depends on how opinionated you are towards, a life form, I guess it really... Murder is kind of just one of those things that just gets tossed out, right? Depending on your own set of morals and values. I do sympathize with you having to do, make some of those difficult decisions. As a young lady, I do sympathize with you. You seem like that Kitris's input kind of has... You can see that this guy's kind of no longer on edge with this input from Kitris. I will say though, Ethan, can you still hear us?
He says he's in the Discord. He says he wants to do something, but his Wi-Fi.
Yeah. I was trying to see if he could hear me. Let me
Okay.
tell him to join on his phone. But we'll just keep the conversation going until he can input anything. Colt, or actually this time Smith steps in because Weston was the one that did a little earpiece. Smith, Smith. Then these are all kind of like big burly dwarves. Smith says, I really hope that your friend over there is okay. He's been out there pissing or pooping for a minute. Do we need to go check on him or anything? Is he okay? What's happening with that?
He might be going number 2. It takes him a while.
Yeah,
Especially with the cold, it'll freeze the poop to you.
he went a little further than I can see him, so yeah, he must have wanted privacy. He probably saw me.
All right, I just want to make sure he's quite small, and you small things kind of get snatched by the wind and whatnot. So, hey, sorry about that. Sorry for being. He just rambles off and just kind of like goes into his own little world as he starts talking.
So,
himself.
this bounty you're all after, what did these people supposedly do, and who hired you to fulfill it?
Colt speaks back up and he says, we're just, we're just bounty hunters. We take the wanted poster and we see, this one was put up by, he takes out the paper and unrolls it. This one was put up by town speaker Nerth of Targos.
Oh, yes.
I don't know if you guys are, you're familiar with him.
Yeah, he actually hired us to kill those orcs that I mentioned. Can't remember what he asked us to collect. It was what was it?
We were to help his friend Miss Prudence.
That's right, to rescue Miss Prudence from the orcs. Yeah. So yeah, we're familiar with Townspeaker Neth.
Oh, wow, that's good to know. It's good to have friends in high places. You were hired by town speaker Nerth to go and kill some of these orcs and retrieve some sort of artifact or something. You said? Did you remember what it was again? I don't think I caught that. Did you say it was something of significance or?
I don't think we mentioned.
I thought it was an object, but she was right. It was the Miss Prudence. We had to help. Friend of his, yes.
Sorry, I frizzled on the brain. Oh,
right,
well,
you get it.
Hopefully, you're able to help Miss Prudence out and get her safely to wherever she needed to be escorted. I'm sure Town Speaker Nerth rewarded you with a fine amount of penny, and he's got some. Seems he's got some fine gold. If these people he's after is 10,000 per head, so I mean that's quite a bit amount of money.
A lot of money. It must have happened after we left town, because I don't think we saw those posted.
Yeah, supposedly there was some sort of in East Haven there was some sort of a mass murder spree. There was a bunch of guard and town folk, mainly guards. They were the town's guard. They were keeping a high value asset locked up for interrogation. The following morning, I want to say I think I remember their name. I think it was. I just can't think of it at the moment, but I'm pretty sure there was a. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. There was. But anyways, besides the fact, they were just some guards protecting some high value asset that was going to be interrogated for information, and all these guards were killed by some sort of evil naysayers or just bad folk. Came in, wiped them all out. Made it look quite easy, honestly, if you ask me. Well, so whatever this group was, they were very skilled and powerful. I can't remember what the name of the high value asset was. I mean, we do our research.
Can I insight check that?
Sure.
I think I fucked up, guys.
I mean, you can all insight check them if you want. It's not like a single person is like locked in to just insight. But what'd you get?
22.
Can I insight check him?
Yeah, you can insight check them too. You got a 22. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Enoch got a 3.
Enoch is just staring into the fire, just waiting, getting tense, waiting to just spring when he has to.
I got a 21.
Okay. He seems like he can't. He doesn't remember what the name was.
Oh,
Oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness. I thought I fucked up.
Well, maybe.
Or so you
before
believe. Or so you
21.
believe. He doesn't remember.
Oh no. Well.
But nonetheless, yeah.
Level 13 ranger.
I will say I'm waiting for you. I want to make sure I don't do anything crazy until Ethan gets back. Ethan, can you hear us or no? No, can't hear us. It's okay.
Are you...
But nonetheless, as you say that, and he's talking about that. He continues. He says, "Yeah, these murderers are not, they're not good people. They've killed innocent people, or people that were perceived as innocent. So I guess in the scheme of murder, like who's good, who's bad when you murder them. They were, townsfolk, normal Dell folk. most of them there could have been a couple of bad eggs, but overall, it was a bad murder, so to speak. Yes,
Can I look around, see if there's like more than just the three of them?
yeah. You don't have dark vision though, do you?
Great point. That's a great point.
You could try at disadvantage.
Yeah,
DC's
why
gonna
not?
DC may or may not be higher.
Why not?
It will be higher. I phrase it as it's not going to be higher.
I didn't see
Yeah.
him.
No, you kind of look around. You can only kind of make out the outlines of the people around the bonfire, on the campfire.
Okay.
Are you still just standing there? Or are you moving around, doing anything else? Or you just want to
I'm just standing there next to the yellow snow
and drawing your name in the snow.
Smiley face.
As he's invisible.
I finished before I went invisible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the invisible Peter strikes again.
Yeah. Actually, I might take a couple steps, but walk back into my steps. Like,
Okay.
Just where my feet have already been, and just get a little closer.
Yeah. You close the distance a little bit.
And I'll still have my firebolt as a ready to action.
Yeah. No, I entirely hear you on that. Yeah. So Colt, as you know, about this time, Smith and Weston kind of, they kind of walk back towards Colt. Get closer back to him just to kind of regroup, quote unquote. To which Colt speaks up and he says, well, what do we talk about now? I mean, we kind of have this this small, I guess, trust being established and whatnot. I will say though, when we first approached, when I called out to join you, I was a little taken aback because the senile one did say that his name was Antiochus, and he still has like the wanted poster, and he says, and that name is listed here on the paper. So I was a little hesitant at first. I thought we were going to come to fisticuffs, but for at the moment, it's hard to trust people, especially out here in the wilderness. So we are, what we do. We know you guys are treasure hunters, so we each have our own glory to seek, I guess.
Did the town speaker, did he mention at all why these people went on this killing spree? That seems odd for people just come into town, kill a bunch of guards, and then was anything taken or?
Your questions are valid, but I had no contact with the town speaker. I just found the wanted poster and snatched it off. We don't really report to anyone.
Oh.
We're kind of our independent-owned kind of contractors. I'm sure we dwarves don't like to usually talk to the town speakers. Most of the town speakers are a little slimy, if you ask me. We don't really trust them, but we don't really trust most Dell folk out here. Everyone's in it for their own reasons. It's a miserable place, but yeah, we have no idea. We just saw the poster and they called us. It's quite a fine find, honestly. Ethan, are you back? Okay.
I'm here.
Okay, I'm gonna come to you in a second, but I'm sorry to interrupt you, Craig. We're gonna
right.
keep this conversation. I'll cut over to Ethan.
I was just, you would think. I mean, I understand not wanting to talk to the town speakers. I mean, our dealings with Neth, he is kind of slimy. I'm not gonna lie. You would think though, with a bounty that high, you would check in first. Say, this is really high. This is a very atypical bounty. Can we see that amount of money? Because if you end up killing all these people, what is that? 60,000 gold? Was there 6 names on that list?
Yes, there was a couple of names, and there was a weird fucking handprint or something.
Oh.
Which I think you put that there.
Yes, I did. Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of gold. You would think you would want proof of that first before you did the job.
Well, it seems like he wants to say something, but he's like, he looks around the group and he says, well, we dwarves, we know a little bit more about the town speaker. We know his pockets run deep. He is part of the Zentarum Empire. I don't know if you know what that is, but he has got a bunch of under the table trades. Some view that in a bad light. This is something that only us dwarves know, so don't say anything about it. Don't spread the word. Obviously, this is just stranger to stranger, building some trust up out here in the middle of nowhere.
Oh.
But he does have deep pockets. We do know that. And we didn't have much time to, do most checks on some information. We try to get as much information, but we were kind of pulled over to Tourmaline. We had a couple of our brothers were in Tourmaline at the time, and they seemed to have met their demise somehow. We came upon we were able to track them down to a certain degree. One of them barely had, it was just 2 crispy feet. The other one was kind of frozen solid. It was a gruesome sight. But the thing that was weird to me was that their revolvers were missing. Their pistols were missing. Those are dwarven made revolvers. Each of them are ingrained with a serial number that we make, and we all, the real problem at hand is that that belongs to the Battlehammer clan. It's technology that we have kept away from the Dell folk, as they are irresponsible people, and it seems that. From what I can ascertain or see, that you two, and he points to Heisei and Kaldra or Ashana, have seemed to have come into possession of those, and that's kind of the real problem that I have now.
Oh,
is that those pistols do not belong to you, those revolvers.
I am so sorry. We bought this off of some people in Tin Towns. I mean, I am more than happy to give it back. That is awful. I can't believe someone would do that.
I'm gonna call for another deception check from you, but I wanna you roll that. Hold on to. I want to cut over to Ethan because you've been cutting in and out. So what did you want to do? You said you want to do something, and I know it's kind of that moment might have passed.
It was a while ago when he was mentioning the whole Antiochus thing. I would have just mentioned because earlier when he first said the name, I was like, oh yeah, he saw it on a poster, and he's just been using that name for some reason.
Yeah, you did mention that.
And then he was talking about the bounty. I was like, I believe that was the poster. We saw.
Yeah, just double down on it.
Yeah, just double down on it. And then also with the revolvers, I would be like, yeah, we bought them in 10 towns. I mean, if you guys need them back, you're more than welcome to take them.
Except before you say the thing about the posters, I already said we haven't seen the posters left town before we saw them.
All right.
Which you would have heard me say.
Yeah, you would have heard him say that.
Yeah, so I probably wouldn't have mentioned it.
Yeah, no. We're gonna, that's fine. Internet fucking up makes it hard to kind of keep it story straight. So yeah, as we wait for, what was your deception roll, by the way?
15.
Am I rolling as well to help, or?
If you want to assist her, as she's saying, oh yeah, you can roll as well, Ethan.
That's a 18.
Okay. He says, "Well, as he's waiting for your answer, you see Weston kind of leans down to him, just whisper something.
Can I read his lips? Can I read his lips?
Frankly, yeah, why not? You can read his lips.
Yes!
Do you speak Dwarvish, by the way?
Oh fuck.
No.
No, I don't.
Yeah, I don't think you can read his lips then, sadly.
Damn it!
It's
Yeah,
more like
now you have to be a linguist now too. Damn.
Unless the feat says something else. I don't think you would be able to read it since you don't speak it.
It just
but
says I can read lips. I don't know.
yeah, so you're reading his lips and it just looks like gibberish. It's like a bunch of kind of like vowels and like heavy grunts. But he does whisper something. Then you say, yeah, we bought these off of somebody. And Colt says, I would be inclined to believe you a little bit more if your friend didn't go invisible a second ago. He did disappear without a trace. I don't know if you all know that, but your little friend that's pissing is gone.
That would probably be why I couldn't see him anymore.
Indeed, yes, I would be inclined to believe you bought those, but frankly, I don't believe you anymore.
Oh, well, we need to find him. He can't survive by himself.
I'm sure he's still out there and about. We could just follow his tracks. I'm sure it wouldn't be too hard to find him. I just hope he doesn't get up into any mischievous. Look, I'm not trying to be hostile or nothing. I'm not, I don't want to just jump the gun, as they say. Like you see him like tap his pistol or his revolver. I don't want to just jump the gun. I will be more frank. We have a couple waiting out in the wings out there. We got several guns aimed at you, several rifles aimed at you at the moment. And I just want to be a little more open. I feel like there is a little bit of some lying going on around here, and which is perfectly fine. You don't got to tell the truth. You got to tell. It's just.
Never.
It's just we truly wish to bed down here tonight with all of you. Obviously, from what I've learned, that you seems like you guys were paid by a certain town speaker to do a job, and it kind of matches up with the description of what had happened. You killed some orcs, a bunch of people in East Haven died. Those are kind of events that could kind of be looked at in the same frame of same lens of sorts. But honestly, the only thing I really want now at the moment is just to have those pistols back, those revolvers back. That's all I really want. Or if you could do me one better and point me to the person responsible for killing my brothers, and frankly, tell me where they're at, hand them over to me on a silver platter or whatnot, I would be fine to just turn my eye and not make any more assumptions about this large group of individuals in front of me. If you want to discuss this, we can step away and you guys can discuss if you're afraid of us overhearing anything. But I think for us to move forward, that information should be provided, or the revolver should be at least given back to us.
Well, I will gladly give it back, as long as you pinky promise not to use it on us.
He says, frankly, I don't think I could do that at the moment. Just because I don't know you entirely that well. You seem like good folk. You seem like, very well meaning individuals. You got a cook. He's watching Sir Lynch. Percy, you got a nice cook. You got a mute. You got a really weird looking fucked up kid. I can't see the hooded one over there. And he points to Avarice. And he just says, the best I can do is just say, I give you my word that I will not shoot you. That's the best I can do.
Okay. I'm gonna unload it.
He's watching. He's be careful now. Don't jam it up.
I will try my best.
Jam it up on purpose.
And she has no clue how to use it, so she's like,
Yeah, as you're unloading it to it, he's looking at it, he's like, that scope there on top of it doesn't look to be of dwarven make. Did you modify this weapon?
yeah, I'm not very good, like I said, so we added on. I hope that's okay.
That should be fine.
Okay.
You disgraced a weapon.
Do you want me to get rid of the flowers?
If you would like to, it doesn't matter. It's more or less the action of you handing over the revolver that means more to me than the sentimental flowers.
Okay, you can keep the flowers.
And please make sure you pick up the ammo when you drop it out. That ammo, because that's loaded with that charlatan, like that purified charlatan. So it's these perfectly spherical balls that are just pure white. He says, "Be careful with that now. That is some useful ammunition there. I would hate to see some of it go missing."
Do you mind if I just hold on to it until we're all good?
Sure. I would like to let you know that I do have ammunition on me, so if I needed to, I could reload the weapon. So your efforts are admirable, but useless.
Oh, I'm just a little nervous.
Don't be
I
nervous.
said.
We're all cordial. Everything's fine at the moment. We're not doing anything crazy. You're handing over the revolver. That's, mainly that's the only issue I really had.
Okay.
He looks at Heise as he eyes the revolver on your hip, and he kind of unspoken, nods for you to do the same as Ashana is doing.
I'll grab it.
Perfect.
I'll hold it by the barrel.
I hand it over, yeah.
Hold it by the barrel, point at yourself, and you hand it to
Yeah,
him.
basically handing it to him.
him.
No, and I was gonna hand it over, and as I hand it over, I'll look at him and go, "It was Nerith. Nerith killed your brothers. I'm gonna deceive him."
Yeah, make a deception check.
Yes. That's a 29 again. Oh my gosh, I love this.
Yeah, I don't think I should lie anymore.
He
Keep doing
seems
it, it's
to.
fun.
He seems to believe you. He rolled a 26. He got pretty high too, but
Ooh.
he seems to.
Damn.
Yeah, he got a high. He's got a
I'll
high
look him in
insight.
the eyes and say
Dang.
that. And I'll say with that, Nerith wants us dead, but he doesn't want anybody to claim it.
Well, that's quite a conundrum. I believe you. It's not unknown for Nerith to hire a group and then throw them under the bus. So, whatever happened, don't tell me. I don't want you to incriminate me, or incriminate yourselves any more than you may. My assumptions may lead to, incriminate. But I believe you. One day he will see justice for some of the things he's done in his life. We dwarves, we know quite a deal about Nerith and his slimy ways, and Zentarum can never be trusted, but at least you're being honest.
You have any more information about? I'm not going to share it with anyone, but it might be useful for us, for our own purpose.
Frankly, I don't know the guy well enough to have any real dirt on him. I just know there are several other town speakers in 10 towns that are in his pocket. Several other towns guard and captains that are in his pocket. Most of the towns east of Kelvin's Cairn or west of Kelvin's Cairn are usually in his pocket. So that would be Lonelywood, Tourmaline, Targos, of course, that is his, and Bremen. Kind of the smaller, and Tourmaline's quite big. Those two have Nerith has them in their pockets. From what my understanding of it is, the towns to the west or to the east. Sorry, I get my directions mixed up. The towns to the east are normally not in his pocket. Caer Konig and Caer Denival, those two are kind of like Wild West towns out there. They don't really bend the knee, so to speak, to most. But one of the towns, Trovis, one of the Dragonborn town speaker over there, he's quite a drunk. So whoever's paying for drinks that night can easily sway him in his decision making. But as far as that's all I really know about the guy.
Do you think he would ever kill his own gods to frame people, or convince someone that something like that?
It would have to be something crazy to convince a bunch of people to go kill some innocent guards.
Right.
From the way I've heard is that the guards in East Haven were murdered, and this individual, which I do know the name of the high value asset, it was Prudence. I do know that Prudence was the high value asset, so I did catch that. But however Nerith did to this group, it would have to have been some strong, influence, some sort of money, some sort of leverage, some sort of blackmail to get those individuals to go commit this heinous act of violence, or maybe some sort of magical enchantment. I don't know if he has those in his pockets, but like I said, his pockets run deep, so he could outsource to find some sort of strong magical caster.
Maybe a hag?
Oh, hags aren't real. Hags aren't real.
Oh, okay.
At least I've never came across a hag. I mean, there are some old ladies that I call hags, but they're not really hags. Hags are just like fairy tale nonsense.
What? I'm gonna mind link with Heisei, but didn't we drink something when we signed?
Yep.
Yeah, we did.
Each y'all had personalized drinks made for each of you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I remember they were very persuasive because I didn't want an alcoholic drink. So they made me something else.
Yeah. Holy
Okay.
Helios.
Well,
Well, now that we are starting to see eye to eye, may I offer you some turtle soup?
Turtle
Oh,
soup?
jeez.
That's
He
I
kinda
hand
like-
out a mug.
He like squints his eyes a little bit. He's like,
What's
There's not
what's
actual
with
turtle
his
in there, right?
reaction?
There's no actual turtle in there, is there?
It's a
But-
family secret recipe. I would never reveal it.
I wouldn't mind splitting a bowl of food with you. But first, I would like to watch you at least eat it before I partake. I don't really.
He eats it. Why
He
do you
just
all
waits
look
to
at
see if
me
anything
like
happens.
this?
He says, I wouldn't mind. I feel like as he has the revolvers already, you guys hand him the revolvers. He's like, now that that kind of business is done, I will, that's fine. We will partake. I have a couple of others out there waiting in the wings. Like I said earlier, we got guns on you. I'm gonna bring them forward too, so they can have some as well. There's a big group of us. Well, not really big, but there's a group. So he like puts his fingers up and whistles. Really, it's like surprisingly loud, like it, as if it's like a magical effect. Like it's a really loud whistle. Antiochus, you watch as you're in the invisible with the gun. You don't know, you can't hear the conversation that's really going on. So I don't know how you interpret this, what you're about to see, because this could look hostile to a degree or some sort of signal. But he whistles, and you watch as like 4 white furred, snow covered like lumps on the ground just stand up. All of them were prone with like hunting rifles. These hunting rifles have like a weird kind of scope affixed to them. Not anything mundane like the one that's attached to Talger's gun. Very, very much made into the barrel of the gun, like a Dwarven made. They all stand up, and you just watch as these like piles of snow kind of waddle forward and get closer and closer in towards the campfire. What does it look? What does Antiochus? How does he take this? Like, what does it look like to you as that happens?
I think he's just watching him. He's like, "Oh my god, this is gonna be such a great fireball."
I'm still over there like watching out for him.
Yeah.
So I will like when these guys raise up, I will be like, Antiochus, are you done? What is taking you so long? We're good over here. You can come. I don't know. Are you alright? Do you need medicine?
I don't say anything. I'm just gonna
And
watch.
I'll turn around and be like, I don't know where he went.
This is where Smith speaks up. He's like, probably got a turd stuck to his butt. Hey,
I guess.
rose to his butt. Or he's dead. One of the two. Yeah, as
Those are
that
the only 2 options.
yeah, nothing else. You watch as these 4 more people emerge or like appear. They all throw like these hunting rifles over one of their shoulders, and they like hold on to it as they carry it. They have bolas and hunting knives as well. They are all Dwarven, decked out, same gear. You can obviously tell that these guys are professional to a degree. They have some sort of pre-planning. But as they approach, Colt points to each of the figures. And he points to one. He says, "That's Billy. That's Ace. That's Clyde, and that is Bonnie. Well, that is Remy. That is Remy over there." He says, "These are. That's all we have. I promise. No more tricks. You've handed the weapons back. That's the main thing that we were really kind of sour about. Once I noticed that, it kind of really pissed me off. But not everything has to end with fights, of course. But yes, we would love to stay with you all for the night, drink some of this fine turtle soup. If you will have us, of course."
I think that's fine. I'm alright with that, anyway.
We got no problem as long as nothing happens. I
Perfect.
feel like we can all come to an agreement, a handshake.
Yeah, all of them will shake your hands. All the doors will shake your hands and whatnot. And Tigers, you watch as what appears to be some sort of cordial or some sort of like fuck, I said again. Some sort of meeting is happening or something.
Do
of that
I
nature.
see Sir Lancelot like handing out the
Yeah.
soup?
Mhm.
Oh, I get it. She's gonna poison them. I get it. So I'm just in that
Senile.
here.
Paladins, always known for poisoning.
I will say, Antiochus, I think you're smart enough to know that dwarves have some sort of resistance to poison and the poison condition. as well. So you would
Okay.
like, oh, that's not probably happening.
I guess I'll probably just step closer and then but I'll just stay invisible.
Yeah.
I'll probably, but they can like see my footprints
Yeah.
as I'm walking around. And I'll just say, "Hey, can I have some turtle soup while I'm invisible?"
Yeah, I'm gonna like before you even talk, I'm just gonna like start walking over into your footprints and pick up a soup.
Just watching a bowl float in the air.
Yeah. My spoon goes up to my mouth. Yeah. So everything's good here? We're friends?
Who are you talking
From how
to?
I see it, we're
Oh.
we're looking perfect.
Cool. That's good. For you.
He like turns toward the space with a bowl and like narrows his eyes. He doesn't say anything smart.
I'm
But
just
you-
eating. Just eating.
Yeah, you feel like I think everyone would kind of clock and watch all the dwarves kind of like turn their heads in unison and look at the bowl that's floating, and like kind of turn back. And Colt would say, "Luckily for us, yes, we are forever humbled by your espionage and your invisibility."
You must
Sure,
forgive
yeah.
him. We were not completely lying about the senility.
I was gonna say that.
Perfectly fine. Yeah. So you guys all kind of just sit around and have some food with these
Turtle
bounty
soup.
hunting dwarves.
So I'll actually say to them, so are you going to continue to pursue these people, or are you going to do something about Neth? Or, I mean, you said he has pretty deep pockets, so you probably don't want to approach him too quickly.
He coughs a little bit. Turtle soup is hot.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a little spicy too. It's got
a little
some kick to
spicy.
it.
Yeah. He says, as far as the group is concerned, he like motions towards y'all's, like towards the large group that he. As far as the group is concerned, I think we can all call the bounty off on our part. Of course, I'm sure there'll be other hunting parties out there. I saw a couple of Goliaths when we were in Tourmaline, looking around. So Goliaths are a little less intelligent, if I may say so myself. They are a little less intelligent, and they may not be so peaceful when it comes to negotiating any kind of terms and conditions. But the real thing that, like I said, we wanted was the gun. So as we can see that the bounty full of shit, 10,000 gold probably wouldn't be paid out to each like, per head. But sometimes you got to try. Business has been kind of slow usually, but yeah, we're gonna take what we're planning on doing is we're gonna take the guns back with us. We're gonna take them back to Kelvin's cairn, and while we're back there, we're gonna have them inspected magically, of course. To we have a seer of sorts. Her name is well, you don't need to know her name. We have a seer of sorts that she's able to see glimpses of the past of
Oh,
who may or may not have killed them. So once we take these guns back to her and let her get her hands on them, she'll be able to help us find the culprit who murdered our brothers. So after that, we will just track them down and find who killed them and bring that individual or individuals to justice. We'll kill them. We're gonna kill them, basically.
Sense?
Eye for an eye.
I don't blame you. I mean, I didn't
Love
say
justice.
that.
Well, good luck with that.
Indeed.
Yeah.
But yeah, they and he says, in as far as it goes to town speaker Nerith, eventually he'll get his day in the spot. He'll get himself. He'll slip up, and someone will catch him. Us dwarves try to stay out of the drama between 10 towns. We have our own issues to worry about back at home. Got a couple of things on that we've been dealing with some Underdark issues. Some drows have been kind of pestering us, but a couple of Dirgar have been messing around. But yeah, he says let's just be thankful that it was us that came across you. We got a couple of the rangers in our ranks that are not as communicative, a little more messed up in the head, a little more crazy. We got one weird fella that just wears a fucking metal mask that's just fucking crazy. But
Ooh.
but But there's a lot of weird folks in Kevin's Cairn. Maybe one day you guys will be able to come and see what the mountain's all about. But in order for you to do that, you gotta really do something for the dwarves. But we can say this is as a start to that alliance of sorts.
Wow.
Right?
Well, we'll just keep eating the food.
Yeah.
And there's just like this. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Caldra's just gonna sit there and try to mingle with everybody, just like talking, like, well, like, how you doing today?
Cold.
Yeah, I feel your pain. And just going off and like trying to like, well, do you have any family? Da da da. Like, what's your favorite color? Like, she's just trying to make small talk.
Yeah, for the most part, I think that would take up a majority of like the awkward tension / silence that may remain as Caldra yaps away. Like usual, you learn just basic information, nothing that's really like
Yeah.
prevalent to the story, but the conversation is continued with your yapping. You keep them engaged, and if anyone else has anything to do, yes, Heise.
I did, yeah. I wanna use my psionic whispers,
Okay, go for it.
and I want to. I haven't shown her yet, but I'm gonna link with Avarice.
Ooh. Okay. Kind of that cold, persistent pain that you kind of feel that creep into your mind a little bit.
And I would speak to her and just say, "What are you gonna do when they find out you're the one that killed him?" This is all in my minds.
Yeah, she thinks to herself and she says, well, if they become a threat at that moment, then if we're still traveling, we will handle that together as a group that we are. My friends, she says friends, and you kind of like, friends kind of hurts a little bit. She says it's like kind of like that weird, like, we're not really your friends. But she says,
I mean,
as we,
acquaintances.
yes, our friend, my acquaintances or friends, you guys will help me kill them. If not, I will easily be able to dispatch them. I mean, I took care of 2 of them, of course, easily enough. Which I think some of you, sorry to cut you off.
No, okay.
Were you the ones that saw, were you part of the group that saw her like a blackened form or no?
I have seen it firsthand.
That's right.
I think Enoch.
Primarily
Enoch, Kitris,
after.
and Lancelot,
Yeah, primarily at Tourmaline. So yeah, so no worries about what I was gonna say. But yeah, she's like, I can easily handle them. They were no problem the first time around. But when that issue arises, I if I have to by myself, will take care of it. But hopefully by then we are nowhere above ground.
Yeah.
Maybe hopefully we'll be below ground.
Yeah. I wanted to make sure you weren't going to do anything.
No, I'm not so
stupid
impulsive.
tonight. How do I say?
I don't do anything stupid. I do calculated moves, and this. I was waiting for it to go sideways, but you guys seem to have, thankfully, not turned me in, which I thought you were going to do when they asked for the culprit. But now we enjoy turtle soup with them and sleep around the fire with them.
All right. Well, I just wanted to double check, make sure everything's good on your part.
Nothing to. I would say watch Antiochus. He's the one that will do impulsive stuff. He'll probably try to steal a gun or two.
I never do.
I would just say if he does anything, you know what has to happen. You'd have to put him down, or the dwarves would put him down. It'd be better for a friend of his to put him down than a stranger, but to each their own.
What a bitch.
I already told you before.
I'm not sure.
Yes, I know where you
I'm
stand.
not killing him now.
Yeah, we'll see. People change, things change, ideas change. Just never don't think that you won't do something when you are capable. Of course, you don't want to do it, but if it's necessary, a necessary good. Because what if these dwarves are actually able to put up a pretty good fight against a lot of us? I know we haven't really ran into anything too crazy, except for those fucking lighthouse things. those things did a number
Those
on
things are fucking
Enoch
wild,
and
yeah.
Sir Lancelot.
Mhm.
But these are bounty hunter dwarves. You don't become a bounty hunter just for the fun of it. They have to have some sort of skill. They look well equipped.
I'm not worried about him.
Good.
Right. Well,
Let's
enjoy
hope-
your night.
And she says, "Let's hope Ashana, when she comes out, doesn't have anything to do with them."
Hope she doesn't.
Can I use my lens of insight on Colt?
Yeah, you can definitely use that on Colt.
Sure. He has to make a deception check.
Deception, what's the DC?
It's a contested check, but I might just give him my thing. Yeah, let me check. It
And
doesn't
deception
matter.
is
I-
wisdom,
I-
correct?
Deception
Charisma.
is with.
He's got to
charisma.
roll pretty low to. I got a 4 on my insight.
He rolled a 12.
Well, I don't know anything.
Perfect.
Fuck! It's not working. I think this is the first time it hasn't worked, so.
Yeah.
It
Fuck.
just blows your eye. It just kills you because it doesn't work.
It blows up.
Just
yeah.
blows up. It attaches to your face. Actually.
Yep. So yeah, as the conversations continue around the idle chatter continue, does anyone else want to do anything for like the Night's Watch phase kind of starts? No?
I'll
Perfect.
send Demetrius just to fly
Around. Yeah, he just takes off and just flies around. Nothing pops up on his owl radar. His Aldar. Yeah, so with that, we will start the Night's Watch. Who wants to go first, second, third? Obviously, some of the dwarves are going to join you guys on the watch. They're not going to just be asleep with some strangers. That's weird. So, Heisei wants to go on third watch.
Good.
I'll go first.
Get yourself on first.
I'll pick
Which
second.
one's Colt going for?
Okay, with cool.
He'll probably go on the first
Oh
watch.
god.
Can I go on the first watch too?
If you want to, yeah.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Do all the talking. I'm just gonna sit there and smoke a pipe.
So, second watch was Sir Lancelot, right?
Mhm.
Anyone else joining him?
Enoch will. If nobody else will.
Enoch?
Of course, Enoch. And you said the dwarves are going to stay with us. Some of
Yeah,
the
there's going to
dwarves
be a
will
couple of
join us,
dwarves that stay up during the watch as well.
So I can't say anything still.
So Heisei, and then who else is on the third watch? Caldra probably.
Yeah.
Yep.
I didn't want to interrupt anyone.
Let's say we'll do.
How many
Yeah,
dwarves
so-
in total are there?
7, I think.
You count there are about 7 of them.
There's 7. Mhm.
Jesus.
Equal number to the party. Some would say. Yeah. So first
Sure.
watch starts. I know, right? First watch starts, and it's Kitris, Antiochus, Colt, and Weston. As everyone kind of the uneasiness, you all find sleep. How about this? We'll take a quick 5-minute break, water break, and then we'll do the night's watch, and then we will continue when we come back, or we'll continue the next day.
Sounds good.
Little break, real quick. I gotta get some water.
Wait.
Welcome back from our bathroom breaks. Yeah, so we go into the watch phase of the night as Kitris and Antiochus are on the first watch with Colt and Weston, the two dwarf bounty hunters. Do you guys want to? You feel free. So, narratively, or for you guys and us players, there's nothing going to happen. Nothing's going to happen in the night.
Sure.
But if you want to talk roleplay, feel free to. So, we'll start
Sure.
with you two plus the two NPCs.
Cool. Yo. What's up? How far is your home from here? Could you
Well,
point it
here-
out on the map?
That information I don't really divulge.
Okay,
easily.
just how far is it from then? From here. Because I could kind of cut down on your travel time.
I really
He says
wanna know.
it is about. I gotta refer to my travel rules real quick. See how many squares or hexes though. A mile per hour. He says it's about 20 miles from here.
Ah, shit.
It's pretty far. Pretty decent little jaunt.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I could, but I don't think I'm going to.
Yeah, don't waste your spell or whatever you
You want to? Do you want to see
Yeah.
something?
potentially.
Okay, give me 10 minutes.
Okay.
And I will cast Phantom Steed virtually,
Okay.
and a black horse, a big black horse will appear.
Cherry.
Yeah, and a cherry tree.
And it's equipped with all the riding gear you need. See that horse goes really fast. Go ahead and get on it. It'll come back. You're in control. You're in control. Get on the horse. Come
Sure.
on, let's trust me here.
He looks to Weston and says, Weston, why don't you get up on the horse?
Wow, that's crazy.
And Weston's like, all right, sure. Weston climbs up on the horse. And he takes off to the wilderness.
Yeah.
That's more like a motorcycle. He just gallops on his, fast traveling horse.
Yeah, it
Does a
goes
wheelie with
super
it, pulls it,
fast.
comes back. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, Weston comes
Look at
back
this.
with his hair frozen backwards and his face covered in icicles.
You see how fast that goes?
Weston's like, it was quite fast. Wow. Colt's like, yeah,
Yeah.
that was pretty impressive. You can get here and there faster than most.
Mm-hmm. You could
Useful.
probably get home in a day if I give you one of those.
Well, just one of us will be able to get home in a day, and we're not in any kind of particular rush, of course.
Sure.
I mean, I could have I could have Billy go take the two pistols to our seer and get our little investigation faster. Well, I think we will take you up on that offer.
Oh shit!
Do you have a way to contact each other from far distances?
We have various means. Some of us have some sending stones on us. A couple of us know a little bit of magic here and there. So we do have some sorts of means to communicate.
Oh, that's cool. I don't know. I gotta save my spell stuff, so.
Perfect. It's your spell. It's your steed.
Yeah, it is, ain't it? You want to see something else?
Sure, buddy.
Hey, Weston, come over here.
On the horse, or should I just walk on over?
Get off the horse.
Boom. He lands with a heavy plop because he's so small, and walks
Okay.
over.
And
Yes,
I'm
what
gonna
is it?
cast Dragon's Breath on him. And he can now. Go ahead and breathe out. Not in our direction.
He turns towards the outskirts of the camp and burps. Oh
He
god, it's like a throat
fire.
noise. Ugh. He burps. It's
Yeah,
like
my cone
he
of fire
burps and
comes
just
out.
fire. He's like, ah. He's like, whoa.
Yeah. Isn't that cool?
We can put this in a weapon. Make some sort of flame weapon.
Mm-hmm.
A flamethrower, some would say.
Whoa! What a great name.
Or maybe a dragon's breath weapon. Something like that.
Mm. Yeah, that's really cool.
Colt says, that's patent pending. Dwarves have claimed their patent on that one. Do not
Oh.
think about making your own.
Okay, also, watch this. And I'll far away from us, I will. I'll throw fireball.
Boom. He's like, "Are you sure this is the best use of our watch? That might attract something."
We're okay.
That's quite impressive, but
You see how many of this there are? We're
We
okay.
don't, did that wake all of us up? We're like, holy crap.
yeah, I think everyone wakes up, jostles up as they see this fireball rain off in the distance.
Judas Priest.
It's good.
Oh.
Go back to sleep, guys. It's only first watch.
Kitris will just say, Tychus, you're doing a pretty good job living.
Yeah, thanks. I like to adopt the role I'm given, you know.
Indeed.
All right, we can go on a watch.
Okay. You guys all take y'all's watches. You don't really need to make perception checks. I'll
Sure.
just kind of narrow what happens. Same old. Like the first watch the night before, it's mainly a dark sky. There's no cold light walkers. You don't see any of those in the distance, surprisingly. Even with the fireball, that may have attracted some sort of undead. You don't see anything in this general area that really brings your attention. And by the time your watch is over, the second watch is basically starting as you guys can wake up your respective companions.
Who are the next two people on watch?
Sir Lancelot and Enoch, as well as Remy and Ace.
I'm gonna go over to Sir Lancelot. Wake up! Wake up!
Your shell is rattled by the little hands of a
Mhm.
small
Mhm.
Antiochus.
I nod. Thank you.
Good night, PJ.
Good night.
I'll boop Enoch on the nose and blow the figure of the owl that we saw the day before right into his face as he opens his eyes.
Yeah, kind of startling sight as you wake up.
It's your watch.
Yeah.
Still got his vow silence.
Trying to keep my vow of silence routine up. At least while the dwarves are around.
Yep. The other dwarves, they go and just kick the other two dwarves awake, and they wake up. You guys are all on watch now. Like I said, if you want to roleplay amongst yourselves, feel free. But I don't know what y'all can do with a mute Enoch.
Actually,
I could do.
I'm rummaging in my cook's utensils bag, and
I mean, I do have. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I just have fun.
Oh no, you can have fun. I'm about to talk.
No, I was going to say I do have all my calligraphy and cartography stuff, so I can write. I'm assuming I can write messages to people if I have to.
Yeah.
Good. So I lean into you, and I'm like, "Don't tell the others. I only have a few of them left, but I was saving them for you because I know they're your favorite." And I pull out from my bag a paper carton that says on it, Mother Ocean's Muscle Milk. It's branded with an image of a wave in the shape of a flexing arm. And I hand it to you with like a little bamboo straw. I'm sure you remember you used the pointy part.
It's just like Capri Sun.
No, that's Antiochus is gonna get a Capri Sun. You're getting a milk carton.
Okay.
Mussels have a rich nutritional profile. They're very good for you.
Oh, Mussell.
Yes. They also have no nervous system, so they don't care about being eaten. or pulped into milk.
So Enoch will hold his. Enoch's gonna hold his nose. Turn it up.
It slides
I'm just
down.
ignoring the dwarves.
It slides down as much as a frozen mussel could.
What an interesting justification.
Delicious.
I've
It's
never
like eating
thought
an
about
ice
that
cube.
before.
It's like eating a grimy ice cube.
Love it.
Very
He
nice.
gets the shivers.
That's all I got. I wasn't planning on doing anything with the dwarves.
Perfect. Perfect. Yeah. So that night's watch comes in, and like before, Second watch, the sky fills with that red and orange aurora borealis. And the second watch ends as the third watch begins. The dwarves go and kick their respective dwarf brothers and or sisters. You can't really make out; they all kind of covered up. But they wake up. Billy and Smith wake up, as well as you guys can wake up Heise and Caldra.
No.
I'll go over and
Kick.
rub Heise's temples.
Feels good. Very sensual rub.
Why are you rubbing my head? This is new. Is this your way of silence? Okay, I understand. Thank you for waking me.
I go wake Caldra like a complete gentleman, which is I just go over to her and I just lightly kick her with my boot.
Lightly.
Like any gentleman would.
Wake up! Be the good one!
I think your mic's muted, by the way, Star.
Oh, okay. So, yawn, but my turn already.
Yes.
All right.
Right.
She'll get up.
Good night.
Night.
Yeah. So we see the rest of the party go to sleep as Caldra, Heise, Billy, and Smith are all up. Billy and Smith, the NPCs, they're in their own little world, little dwarves. Billy's more so a kid at this point, but he's not the man that he will grow up to be. Oh, I got it
He's
in
the
there. I got the pun in there. Fuck. Yeah, you guys wake up. Like I said, nothing will happen unless you guys do something crazy stupid or crazy smart. Heise and Caldra, you guys can roleplay if you want. So I'll hand it over to you.
I'll go tap her on the shoulder.
Yep.
I'll just be like, Caldra, I've
Yeah?
been meaning to ask you. It's about the compass. When you were holding it, did you see anything? Like, did it point you by chance to where my brother is? I know this is out of the blue, but it's been a while.
Been a while.
Hold on, I'm asking a question. Sorry, guys.
No, the class will whip. We'll whip.
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
We'll wait till everyone's quiet.
Did you?
Yeah, we're good.
Did you? Did you? Did you? Did you?
You can expect to sleep anyway.
Mhm.
Oh, I should have casted invisibility on myself before I went to sleep.
You have
I'm
to
sure-
concentrate to have
Yeah, I'm sure the
invisibility.
moment I fell asleep, it would drop.
Yep, you're right.
Okay.
She's asking me how many pickles I can carry.
Yeah,
I said
that's what
0.
I'm
Only
How
asking.
many?
5.
Oh,
That's what we
Uh,
stopped the game for.
damn.
Can't believe it.
You know what? Do recall looking for them, but it could just be that I've never seen your brother before.
Hmm.
But it brought me straight to you, so I'm unsure.
I mean, he's my brother, so maybe that makes sense. I don't know. And you haven't met him, so.
Yeah, you wouldn't happen to, I don't know, have a picture or mementos from him?
No, I have his handkerchief, but other than that, that's it.
Well, is that what you do? You just put it in my face?
Hot rag.
Well, I can show people my thoughts, but I can't really see your thoughts. Or I could help,
Well,
but was very strange
it's
that
kind
it
of
took
odd.
me straight to you.
I don't know. I think what was it? And Avarice was doing a spell to try and find him. She got no luck with it either. So he's far. I don't know.
You,
Just-
she's looked before and just hasn't succeeded.
yeah. Well, that's what she told me. That's
Huh,
we did it back in Lonelywood.
interesting.
Well,
Well,
that's, sorry to bug you about it. I
no,
was thinking about
I
it. So
I understand. I will help you to the best of my abilities. I'm really sorry I couldn't figure it out.
it's all right. There's no need to apologize. I mean, apparently it's a lot trickier to find him than I thought. So I'll look harder.
When was the last time you saw him?
I want to say almost a year now. It's kind of a little foggy, but it was just one day I woke up and he wasn't there. So
I mean, if you want to try something interesting, I could prepare a spell called hold on, what is it called? What is it called?
Disintegrate.
No.
disintegrate.
Whoosh. Oops.
Power word kill.
That's good shit.
Just close your eyes. This isn't gonna hurt a bit.
Floating disc.
Not one bit.
It's a spell that kind of helps you go into the thoughts of a person, and if you choose to let me in, I can go in there
Mhm.
and maybe I can find something.
I'm okay with that. Whatever will help.
All right, I'll make sure I prepare it,
Get it?
and we can do it tomorrow night.
Yeah, that works for me.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited. Maybe we can finally find the truth, you know? Where he could be.
Yeah.
Am I cutting out?
Oh, he's back. You died and came back.
Okay, I was scared. I was like, what happened?
Cliffhanger.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully we can find something out, because I'm just confused at this point.
Yeah, I don't mean to bring up old memories, but ever since you had your, would you say, blackout, I've been curious why that happens.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know why it happens. It's just happening. I just deal with it.
Well, what do you think could cause that? Like, is it? Do you think it's
Probably-
your mother?
Most likely. It's probably just trauma building up more and more.
If you ever want to talk about it, I'm here for you.
You know, it's a tough subject to talk.
I don't think you've ever told me what happened. I just know it was bad. Again, I don't mean to intrude. I'm terribly sorry.
All right. We can discuss about that maybe tomorrow when going through.
Yeah, of course.
I mean,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I mean, while you're doing that, you might see some stuff that's gonna be fun. So.
Okay. Well. I'm trying not to be awkward right now. I feel like I crossed the line.
No, it's fine. No, you're fine.
Do you? She hesitates a little bit. Do you want a hug?
You know what? I'll take a hug.
Oh.
Oh.
For some reason, she awkwardly tries to hug you. She's like, and she gives you a little squeeze, and lets
Orb's
go.
doing.
Yeah, what are they doing? They're just
Doing
watching.
all
They
of
have
it.
popcorn.
Yeah,
They're just like,
they both have their elbows crossed and leaned against each other as they're watching this shit.
Right?
And one of them leans over and says, "You think they're gonna kiss?" No, no, no. Another one's like, "No." And then you guys like turn to look at them. And they separate and like start whistling.
Yeah,
Sweet.
Caldra's eyes flash bright blue, and she's like, "Okay." She sits there.
I was waiting for them to start betting. I put 5 on the kiss.
Okay. Good talk.
yeah, great talk. I'm gonna look at the dwarves and go, was that fun to watch? Was it awkward?
Billy's like, "There's some sort of weird kind of chemistry going on, and I don't know what it is, but it's quite easy to watch."
He's eating like
But-
jerky.
Yeah. He just spits in his spittoon. Yep. Good entertainment.
Don't let us stop you.
Yeah.
Like a telenovela.
Well,
Yeah, that's all.
I'm uncomfortable now. And she leans over and she whispers, "I forgot they were there. They're so quiet."
Bunch of pervs.
They're kind of staring at us. How did you forget they were sitting right there?
Well, they just didn't make any noise and they just sat still. I don't know.
This is when Billy pops up and says, "I've been training and honing my skills to stand perfectly still to where I become invisible."
To where I seem invisible.
Bites the jerky.
You did pretty good. For
Yeah, I
someone
didn't.
who pays a
didn't
lot of
notice.
attention.
Well, we can see you now.
You're not hiding. I saw
Yeah,
you the whole time.
I wasn't paying.
Go back to
attention.
talking amongst yourselves.
Oh, okay.
You're not gonna be invisible if we keep talking.
I'm trying to watch over this camp. I can't do that if you're talking to me.
Okay. Hi, say, how's your day been?
Been as eventful as yours.
Yep,
been with me the
that's
whole time.
right.
Yeah, we've been together the whole time with everybody else. Nothing crazy has happened.
Yep.
I heard a rumor and Tyke has peed on himself though.
I believe it.
He is senile, so it makes sense.
Yeah, I can't believe he just went over there and turned invisible and just watched.
It's kind of
That
weird.
seems kind of, yeah.
It's like these guys watching and I turn over. Are they staring at us? Still?
No, they've gone on. And they're separated as they go around the camp and watch.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna make some coffee for everybody when they wake up.
That's very kind of you.
Perfect. We see the breakfast be made as the warm smell of coffee drifts on the cold winds around as a new day dawns. You all wake up feeling decently refreshed. Like I said before, the cold is persistent. The pain of soreness and stiffness is all spread throughout your body, but you all get a long rest. You all get 10 temporary HP. The dwarves will wake up, eat breakfast with you, and they will kind of just go off on their own. Unless you guys want to talk to them before they head out, they will kind of just depart the scene. They will just depart the scene without any further interaction with you guys.
Wish y'all the best.
Have fun storming the
Have a great
castle.
time.
They head off with the pistols in tow, and you guys all wake up, have breakfast. Long rest is up, and you all saddle back up on your axe beaks. Do you want to discuss anything before you head out? Antiochus, you are given your new sending spell. The scroll pops up as it's been the 2 days wait. You can, like before, learn it instantly with the help of Avarice's little pact. So you have learned sending. She will ask you what spell you want next, but you can just message me later what you want, and you'll get it on the 12th. You all mount up and get ready to set out. Avarice once again grabs the compass and begins to lead the pack, so to speak. How fast do you guys want to travel today? Slow, normal, fast?
How far are we from the? But Avarice, how far do you think we are?
She looks at the compass and says, it doesn't tell travel time or destination time, but it close, I hope? I don't know.
Fuck. Okay, fast. I guess. I don't know. She
Fine
doesn't
with
know
fast,
anything.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go fast. Wanna go fast? Wanna go fast?
Gotta go
Yeah.
fast, ain't it?
So, as you guys all set out onto y'all's ways, I'll remind you guys, don't forget if you have items that, I don't know if the items with charges goes back to being normal. If you have charged items, make sure you roll what you have to or do whatever you need to. I think that's primarily just the wand of paralysis for Antiochus. But you guys head out
Once.
rather fast. And it doesn't take long as you guys begin to see something start approaching. As up ahead, you spot something. And from this distance, it is no more than just a black blur on the horizon. You ride ever closer to it, and you see that whatever this is, it appears to like erupt, like long ago it erupted from beneath ice. There's like just large, just like black spire. And at first, your eyes kind of mistake it as like a 20-foot like rocky. It looks like a rocky formation. You could mistake it as a mountaintop, as a rock. It just looks naturally formed and weathered. However, as you get closer, you do see that isn't what it is. It isn't a rock. It isn't natural. It is some sort of something alien in nature, something from a different time. Its exterior is a smooth and shiny shape of, shape and shape of black. A beautiful, smooth and shiny like shade of black. I'm gonna show some art for it. It looks like that. This is an AI generated image, sadly, but nonetheless, it looks like this just blackish, weird spire-like creation. It looks, frankly, perfect. It's perfection in the sense that it's been refined and crafted. It looks as if it could slice through heavy winds with like cutting through butter, cutting through, something with a very sharp knife. It can just cut through the air, cut through whatever it deems necessary. And it does look sharp. It looks like the blade of a surgeon's scalpel, or of a very sharpened dagger or sword, scimitar, whatever fantasy term you want to use to equate that to sharp. Feel free to.
You said it was
Well,
black?
It is black, entirely black. And as you ride closer, you also spot near this kind of formation. As you guys are kind of riding up onto it, there appears to be like a 5-foot wide, very small 5-foot wide opening, sort of a hole, so to speak, that just winds down into the frozen earth. You can't really see, the depth from your distance, but you do see this opening. And at the side of this, as Avarice is leading you, she all stops. She like brings her axe speaks to a fast halt as it just slides across the ice. The other axe speaks kind of as a pack mentality, do the same. And she looks down, up, down, up, down, up. She's oh my god, we found it. That's pure netherite. What a discovery! The Brotherhood will praise us. Quickly, we should get quick approach and study it. all that fame and wealth one could ever. What secrets could we unveil? What secrets could I? What the opportunity to learn and record and to think out of all the high mages, Alexandra Harple was the first to discover it. The ridicule. I have faced in punishment. Yeah, we the punishments I have received. Not we. I mean, we've all been traveling together. The Antiochus is kind of a punishment in its own. But we have arrived. It's been worth every miserable moment, every up and down that's been. This is history. We've changed history. It'll go down that we will be in the history books. She pulls out what looks like the little notebook and starts like sketch into it or write into it.
We definitely have.
And she continues to ride forward. She's very in her own world as she rides forward towards this thing. She very much tuned you out as she just kept going forward.
I'll ride
you
forward.
You just watch her approach, and as she starts to approach, yeah.
I think
she.
Yeah, I'd go with.
Yeah, you follow Antiochus, and the rest of y'all kind of follow as well, or y'all kind of staying back a little bit.
I'm just gonna ride up close to Small Pack and be like, did you all hear that? Right.
Yep.
I'm not crazy.
You are.
I would have rode up with Antiochus, by the way.
Yeah. So I would imagine you guys are kind of all just going. I would assume you all are approaching, but just in case you're not, I just want to clarify that. But you guys all approach. She's Avarice or Alexandra is very much in her notebook as she's taking notes. But as you guys all approach, maybe 40, 50 feet away, as you kind of ride up, you all begin to hear this mechanical noise. It's like growing louder and louder, but you hear this mechanical whirring. You feel the hairs on your body kind of stand up as static electricity begins to build and build and build. And you watch as lightning just materializes from nothingness. And it's just this whirring's picking up as this lightning is being created above the highest point of the structure. You see usually how lightning strikes, it comes from the sky, or it comes from. Usually, I've described this weird, but we're gonna say that lightning comes from the sky visually. Like you see lightning strike down from the sky, even though in reality it comes up from the ground. You watch as the pinnacle of this spire, the pinnacle point of this is a blue light is on it, and you watch as the lightning is actually emanating from that little blue light as it spirals out and branches into the sky like an electrical tree. You see magical runes on the exterior of the structure begin to fade into view. They come up, very much they're pulsing. And even to the untrained eye, you can see that these runes appear ancient. Their forms are intricate, and they are intricate intersecting rows of incomprehensible magic that takes up the entirety of the structure's exterior. It's just this thing is just covered in these ancient ruins. You even see that as this thing lights up, the runes travel down beneath the ice, and you see beneath the ice more runes that kind of outline the shape of this thing, and you see this thing goes down into the ground. As far as you can see through the ice, the runes kind of give this thing depth and shows how large this structure actually is. You see another flash of lightning, this one much more stronger as the whirring now has picked up. All of y'all's hair on y'all's bodies beginning to stand up as the static electricity is making your hair, all the fur on your clothes rise up. You see another lightning just as it spirals out again and again. You continue to watch it. You all stop at the side of that, and the third strike goes off. You hear another lightning begin to materialize as the runes continue to pulse and pulse with this power. Except this lightning, as it tries to branch off from the structure, you watch as it gets about halfway, and then you hear the whirring kind of slow down as the lightning kind of dies out, and you watch all the runes just go out. They just disappear from the structure exterior. All these runes just fade back into their, unactive state. You feel a wave of this unseen force. It's just the sheer force of it just exhumed from the structure. Just an outward blast of air that just kind of pushes you a little bit. It doesn't throw you, but it pushes you enough to make you slide maybe 4 or 5 inches back.
Wow.
And you all kind of just stand there as that happened. Avarice, still in her notes, was like she stopped and she's just looking at it. And she's like, "What the fuck?" She like turns. What the fuck? What did y'all do? What did you do?
I didn't.
Did
do
you touch anything?
No.
Bless you.
I'm gonna touch the obelisk now and say, don't worry, it happens to all of us.
Yeah, you touch this. You touch this obelisk, and as you touch it, it's warm but cool. It's this very weird dynamic, as if it was superheated and super cooled. So you kind of feel the remnants of that,
Mm.
and the material is just perfect. Like it's perfect.
Is it like
You don't know how to
sharp?
describe. It is sharp to the extent where if you would touch the point or the sides of it, you would maybe cut your finger just off easily. Like it's that sharp that it
Sure.
just cuts through.
Is
And you
it-
feel
Move off.
it like on the edge,
How
like
wide
not
is
the sharp side.
How wide is how
The
big is this thing?
Yeah, the structure itself, it rises. I'm glad you asked, Craig.
I've
We're gonna say that we're gonna say that from the base of it, all around it is maybe 30, 40 feet in circumference. And it rises 25, 35, 40 feet, 20 to 40 feet up into the air. Obviously, coming into that point, there's only actually one of these spires. That second one, that's AI bullshit, but it's just like a singular spire. It looks like just like a mountaintop.
Can I do
But the outside of it feels weird.
Can I do a quick lap around it just to see if I see anything, like specifically like if there's any like dead bodies or anything around this thing?
You go around. You don't see anything that would allude to any kind of. You don't see any dead bodies or anything. The only thing that you see on your travel around, which everyone saw as they arrived, is that 5-foot wide hole in the ground that's close to the actual structure itself. And you see the hole as you kind of peer down. It's a little tunnel that kind of goes down. It looks like it curves, and it curves out of sight where you can't see anymore. But it goes down into the ice, kind of adjacent to, or kind of perpendicular to. Parallel, dear lord, it's parallel to the structure itself, and it looks like it like winds into it of some sort of way.
Can I study the runes that are on it?
But the
You
runes
see
have
it?
faded. The runes have faded, and they are no longer active, so they don't actually appear. They're not
Okay.
always visible unless the machine or whatever just happens to it again.
Okay.
But you do feel that the structure itself, the metal itself, you assume it's better crafted than a dwarf's, handiwork. The metal itself is alien to the touch.
It's not charlatan or whatever.
It's not. This is a different material.
Yeah, she called it netherite.
Is it the same stuff she electrified, or is that something else?
Yeah, it looks to be of the same make. The one that she electrified and attuned to the compass was it was familiar in sense, but it wasn't this quality. The one she had was of a lesser quality. This is a refined craftsmanship, refined masterpiece of ore. Whatever ore it is, whatever it's made out of, it is unfathomable to think of it. Those that know ores, it's honestly hard for me to even describe because your characters wouldn't understand the
Sure.
what goes into it. It's just that you can just tell how impressive it is from outside. Even touching it, you can see how impressive it is.
Avarice, maybe if you cast a lightning thing into it, if it's the same thing that you used with the compass.
She walks up to the actual tower and she puts her hand on it and she casts a spell into it. She casts
Shocking graph.
She cast a lightning bolt into it.
And a reflection.
And she casts it into it, and it as it hits the actual outside of the structure, it more or less looks like it goes through the structure, but it's just in reality it's being absorbed by the structure to a degree. And you watch as a singular ruin lights up, and then it just quickly fades away as the power.
Can I look at it? What? Can I copy it down?
I mean, you can certainly copy it down. It'll be incomprehensible or ununderstandable. Yeah, you won't. It's something you won't be able to decode, as it doesn't frankly
Mhm.
exist in the lexicon of your knowledge. It doesn't exist.
Oh, fuck. Well, do we want to go down? I mean, this is the whole reason we came here, right?
Average is like, yes, we should definitely go down. Just for the sake of everyone's own visual gobbledygoo. You guys are at the top part of this right here. You guys are basically like right here.
Gotcha.
And there's a tunnel that descends, which you can see on the little point. There's a tunnel that looks like it descends, or a hole that descends, but you don't know where exactly it goes to. You just see a hole that goes into the ground.
But
Right.
You go down?
I'll lead the way. Right? Is that cool?
Yeah, can be my guest.
Yeah, Avers has her notebook out. She's just taking notes. She says, "Yes, fine, go do whatever you need."
Okay. I thought you were gonna stop. Sure. Okay, follow me. I'm going in the hole.
Yeah. So this is considered a slippery entrance. If you move through this tunnel without the aid of climbing gear or magic, you must succeed on a DC 15 athletics check. And I think you just Geronimo'd in anyway, so I think you could make a DC 15 athletics check.
Okay. I got a 10.
Yeah, so you slide. Ah! Yeah, you just watch as Antiochus just begins to slide down this tunnel.
Oh god.
Antiochus, it is boop, 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 bumpy as you like hitting your head against. You're like getting banged against the wall. You like do this thing where you like tumble, but as you come to the end of this tunnel, so to speak, you land relatively unharmed. Like you feel you. I'll just read out what happens as you fall
Someone
down.
fall down?
What the reading says. So as you slide down the slippery tunnel, it opens into an upside down room. The contents of which are coated in a layer of frost. The room itself is cast in a blue light from two upside down sconces, each with a blue flame ever burning inside of them. Across from where you just spilled out is a wooden door that is flush with the ceiling, which at one point used to be the floor because you are in this upside down spire. You see that the door itself is slightly ajar. It's not open all the way to where you can see into it, but it's slightly ajar. On either side of this door are two identical stone statues that hang down like stalactites. The statue depicts a bald man wearing robes. Their features are sharp and angular like that of elves, but to somewhat more an alien degree. In one of his arms is a gnarled staff, and in the other is a closed book. And far above, by the feet of the statues, are small plaques that reflect the flickering blue light from the sconces. It looks to be something written on them, but you can't make it out from where you are currently at. And that's kind of what you take in. And we'll kind of just stay with you for a second as you slide down here. You all up there watched him just go head over heels down this slippery slope and wind up right there. Do you call back to them? What are you doing as you come down?
Saw that, right?
Yeah, I would
Just
I would
echoes.
shout down and just say, Antiochus, you're right.
Yeah, I'm good. Actually,
I'll jump in then.
Yeah. Same with you. If you're not using climbing gear or anything, you can probably just fly down too. Like you have wings, so you can slow
Right.
your descent.
Yeah.
So you come down and just easily, and thankfully you're flying as you see Antiochus is kind of just standing there in the entrance. As you come down, you almost hit him, and you stop yourself with your wings as he is basically blocking the entrance, so to speak, as you stop right there.
I'll point to the things. Can you look at the placards there, and see what they say? Yeah, I think we're like upside down, type topsy-turvy.
Look at
Very much so. Yeah, you fly up to the plaques. What languages do you speak, by the way?
Ooh, good question. Deep speech, giant, infernal, and primordial.
Yeah, you get to these plaques and you don't understand what this language looks foreign to you. It looks ancient, strange. You can't even comprehend what it says.
Can you lift me up?
I think 10.
No, be gentle.
And
Half
this
of my
room is
bones are brittle.
This room is about 12 feet high, by the way.
Oh,
So it's 12 feet high. All doorways are 8 foot high because the doorways are kind of, there's like it's going to be weird to explain it, but yeah. So you're in a 12-foot room. You can pick him up easily enough. As you guys up there still waiting above, are you guys kind of following through as they go about? Or Kitris, are you saying anything back up the slope?
We're
the slippery slope?
dead. We're
Oh,
dead.
okay. Also, feel free to move your tokens about as well.
Okay.
No, I would be carrying him up there because he asked
Okay.
me to do that.
So we'll stay with those two goobers, and then we'll cut over to the other party members.
Goofy.
So what languages do you speak, Antiochus?
Celestial, Common, Halfling, Primordial.
You don't understand what this reads. You can't understand
Fuck.
it either.
I need 10 minutes, guys.
Okay, then
I have a spell for this, but
I'll
I need
put
10
him down
minutes.
and I'll call up to the rest of them. Say it's a tight squeeze, but on down.
I'm gonna start ritual casting comprehend languages.
Perfect.
I'll go down. I think
Yeah,
we
if you
all-
guys are using climbing gear or anything, if not, it's a slippery descent. It'd be DC 15 athletics check.
I'm gonna
Uh,
retreat into my shell.
Calders.
Oh, shit!
I'm gonna do a run. I'm gonna do like a running start and then like jump and retreat into my shell.
You just like spin around it, doing 360s down tunnel. You come up out of the tunnel and like hit the door and bounce off of it and land in the corner.
Uh huh.
Do
And
like right
I will keep floating just so there's space for everyone.
here. Yeah. We'll say you're like
Cal-
10 feet up in the air.
So it's a
Houses.
saving throw, you said?
Yes.
Dexterity.
Caldra's using her gear.
Perfect. You don't need to make any checks if you are climbing down it with a gear.
I
Enoch
failed.
got an 18.
Yeah, Enoch, you cartwheel down this with ease and nothing happens.
What was the DC of 15?
It's a 15 athletics check.
Oh yeah, I got a 14.
Oh,
Yeah,
athletics.
you come tumbling down and you slide down. It's a bit of rough, but you don't take any damage. You just land uncomfortably in front of
That was
everybody.
so embarrassing.
I'll help.
Well,
you
I'm
out.
casting.
And you gotta refocus as you interrupted your 10
Oh,
minutes.
fuck.
Well, before you use a spell, let's
do
see
you
if
want
What?
anyone
everybody to
else
give it a
can
look?
read it.
Oh, I'm just
Can I
ritual
look?
casting. But yeah.
Oh.
I mean, he can ritual cast. It takes him 10 minutes to ritual cast.
I mean, go ahead.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
If you
do
know
we
it.
know it?
What languages does everyone speak?
Celestial, druidic,
Yep.
and quarry.
You don't understand it.
Orc and undercommon.
You don't understand it.
Abyssal, Celestial, Draconic, Elvish, and Thieves' Cant.
Oh my gosh.
I say you understand it.
What?
You understand Draconic and Elvish. You are able to decipher and interpret this dead language, the Loros language, which you guys remember your other characters learned about down there with them little goofy
Oh.
goober beholder.
Mhm.
Yeah, so as Antiochus is ritually casting I say you are able to understand it, which you can tell him, or you don't have to tell him. But he is ritually cast, so if you want to save him a spell slot, I recommend telling him. But
Yeah.
I was gonna
Take
say
me
it
a
out
spell
loud
slot.
as I read it.
yeah, so as you read it, it says this. It says, "Illusion is just a reality not yet realized." Professor Thaddeus Thane. Illusion is just a reality not yet realized. Professor Thaddeus Thane.
I would repeat that to everybody.
Oh.
I can read it, by the way.
Oh, yeah. It's it, yeah.
I like the imagery of Kitris like flying check the plaques.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. He's flying everybody up,
Up
just
and
like,
down,
oh,
up
here you
and
go.
down. Nope. Yep. Is that both of the plaques say that? I'll lift them to the other.
Yeah, they
one?
both say
Okay.
the exact same thing. It's the same statue, it's the same plaque.
I guess we can keep going if you know the language.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well,
Fuck it.
Maybe does that mean anything though?
I think it's just like it's in the front of a book or whatever, and they're trying to be inspirational, but it just doesn't really mean anything.
You can go ahead. I'll let
Shit.
you go first.
Fuck yeah.
Can
I'm
anyone
gonna
see
go through the door.
through? Is like, can anyone
Yeah.
see through illusions? Is that? I mean,
Oh.
sure.
Oh, I can. I guess I can cast it. I'll cast see invisibility on me.
Oh, okay, yeah, so you cast see invisibility. And you see what looks to be some sort of other scripture written on the statue.
Oh.
Same language, so you still don't understand it. but
Fuck.
you able to see it a little bit more of a. It's kind of on the plaque itself. It's like, think of it as like you're looking beyond the engravings and it's behind the actual words, but it's like invisible ink on the same plaque. And it reads.
Okay.
It looks like it reads on.
I'll cast the invisibility on Haise.
So you cast
Oh.
those spells. Yeah, Hi, say you are able to see
I'll
this.
go. Yeah.
Uh,
I'll have
the
Kitris
rest.
bring me up.
Yeah, the rest of it says, at the top of this spire, one can turn illusions into reality. One can make their wildest dreams become real.
Did Avarice come in the hall with us?
Yeah, she's in the back just writing this down. Writing down information,
You're
taking notes of everything.
Yeah.
Repeat that. Oh. Is there any reaction from her with me repeating that?
She scribbles faster.
Right.
Okay. Well, lead the way, I say.
No, you said you got it.
No, you understand the language. You got it.
How about we both lead?
Okay, sure. Yeah, we'll go through the door.
I would like everyone to place their tokens on respective squares as well. You guys can't all be on the same square. That's not how that works, sadly.
I'm still
The
just
door does
floating
open
up in the corner.
inward, so you'll push it like in. How I say when you open it?
So it comes this way.
The average is kind of just tucked as far back as you can, just to give some room in that tiny ass fucking room you're in. So
Yeah.
the door opens. You push on it, and it kind of very easily kind of swings open. It's as if it's been freshly made. You can see that it's got dust and snow kind of gathered on it, but it just swings open. And as it swings open, you see there's a corridor that stretches out 25 feet from the door. It ends. I'm just going to reveal and then I'll read. So a corridor stretches out about 25 feet to an upside down staircase. The passageway the stairs would have led to has been closed off with rubble and ice. Dotting either side of the corridor is a closed wooden door. Wooden in respects to the same door you just opened, but you can tell there are some fine craftsmanship. It's same. It's been inlaid with that netherite metal. Each of these doors hugs close to the ceiling, like the one you are at. The corridor is also lit by an upside down sconce of blue flame. At the far end of the corner is a 5-foot pile of snow with arms and legs. As it just charges at you as the door opens, I need you all to roll initiative as this snow golem appears to be charging
cool.
So when you say
down the hallway.
when you say the flame is upside down, is it burning properly upside down, or is it kind of curling up like a flame might because of gravity?
It is naturally burning, like it would be if it was right side up. It's burning
Sweet.
the same way. It's a magical continual flame, so it just
Yeah.
continues to burn. So you all will roll initiative as this thing runs at you. It doesn't take you by surprise, but you guys are all like, "Oh shit!"
That is such a good snow golem emblem.
Oh my god, I hate
Okay.
it.
You don't remember that's what fucking Lorian was fucking
Yeah.
with back in the day. Or that's what someone was. Or no,
Antiochus was fucking
Okay.
with it. I just kept hitting
There's a bunch
it.
of 'em.
So what did Kitris get?
22.
What did Antiochus get?
16.
16. Caljo, what'd you get?
12.
12. Enoch, what'd you get?
13.
I say, what'd you get?
6.
Sir Lancelot, what did you get?
4. I'm a little.
Shit, we are
busy
low
winning.
rolling. Just fucking.
Let me roll for these two for Avarice and then for this snow golem.
He's a goofy goober, yeah.
So snow golem got a 17. And Avarice got a 14. So we see as this door swings open, Kitris, you hear some heavy, like, it sounds like wet snow, hard snow hitting ground as it heads. You don't know what it is. You can't really see since you're kind of like tucked away from that door. You could fly over and like see it, but there's something that's charging towards you. You hear the noise as it's running.
Yeah. If I'm first, I will land at the sound of this. Get up. Here.
Yeah.
And right in its way.
It's just charging.
And I'll
Fistful.
rage?
Cool. And you did land on the ground, right?
Is this ceiling in this hall the same
Yep, upside down. Everything's upside down in this.
No,
It's
no,
hard
no.
to visually kind
Height. Is it still
Oh
12
yeah, height
feet?
wise, it's still 12 feet tall. Yeah.
Okay.
Change some music.
Oh.
Let's get some good music on.
Oh.
It'd be really good if it was like an explosion or something, and it just ruined the fucking.
No.
Collapses in on
As
yourself.
soon as it starts happening, you'll hear Kitra say, "Avarice, please." Because you see him get even smaller and turn into
Oh,
Child Kitris.
Oh my goodness.
My speed, damage, and AC are halved, and all of my checks are at disadvantage.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
Avarice will throw a counter spell your way.
That's so funny.
You like as you fall down, you like slowly morph into a baby, and she like nope, and she like
Yeah.
sends a counter spell your way.
Your clothes
Okay.
start falling off.
Yeah, so basically you are still raging, but your magical thing didn't happen.
Oh, my rage is still going? Okay.
Yeah, your rage is still going. It just gets rid of the magical effect.
Okay. And
That was a bonus action.
yeah. Then I will go 5 more slash at this.
Go for it.
Uh, 22 to hit.
Will definitely hit.
No sound, does it make?
13 damage on the first hit.
Okay. This is a is your magical weapon or not magical weapon?
I don't have a magical weapon, so it's just battle axe.
Yeah. So you slice through, and you watch as the blade just passes through the snow, and the snow just falls apart and then reforms as no damage is dealt to this creature.
None.
It is immune to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magical attacks.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, last time y'all guys beat the shit out of it because Enoch had his magical fist of love.
Gotcha.
Yep.
I grapple it. Yes.
What?
No, I was just like, the only thing you could do is grapple now, I guess, or push, maybe. I don't know. No.
So, how
25 feet. Yeah, because you would have went 5, 10, 15, 20. Oh, no, it's 20. I don't know how to
20,
count.
yeah.
You're right.
So I'll take the attack and I'll back into that.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I'll just say, I can't do anything. Not hurting it.
So it's going to try to swipe out at you. The slam attack, it rolled a 11, which I'm pretty positive misses.
Just-
Yeah, it's like, ooh, and it just doesn't do damage. Or it doesn't hit you. It's too slow. With that, we see the snow golem actually gets turned. Its reaction comes back and it just charges straight for the little guy. Its arms both out.
Yeah.
Motionless, it doesn't speak. It just comes at you, and it's gonna make its multi-attack. It's 3 slam attacks against you. It's gonna try to slam.
Crap.
Like the Space Jam. All right.
Is that-
So the first.
Yeah, go
What?
ahead. No, go ahead.
The first attack is a 7. First one will miss. The second attack is an 18 to hit,
Misses.
and the last one is a 22 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. It's going to do its damage to you. So you're going to take 6 bludgeoning, reduced to 3, and then you're going to take. Wait, hold on, it's not 6. I don't know how to do math. It's going to be 8 bludgeoning, reduced to 4, and then you're taking 10 cold damage on top of that as well. That is not halved.
So I have
it'll
resistance
be
to cold.
4. So you'll take 5 damage from the cold. Then, so only a total of 13 points of damage, right? I don't know how to maths.
8 halved and 10 halved, so
So 4 and 5, so
9.
9. I don't
Yeah.
know how to do math. That's what it is.
you're alright.
Yeah, it just boom, 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 boom. It just beats you with its big snow hands, and we move over to Antiochus as this piece of snow is just pummeling Kitris.
Stronger than I remember. And then I guess I'll take a step back so I can get a better angle on it, and then
Yep.
I will cast. I'll cast Firebolt.
Go for it.
27 hit.
Yes.
Oh, okay, nice.
27. Holy lord.
I do 18 fire damage. I load up a firebolt into my thing.
Yeah, you let this firebolt go, and you watch as this thing it almost melts entirely. You do a very critical amount of damage to it. You do a lot of damage as it's vulnerable to fire. You're watching the snow melt away. It's still standing. Its little body left of snow is still clinging on to life, but it is very bloodied. One would say it's almost dead.
Hey, someone finish it off. I almost took it out. Fuck it. And then I'll just end my turn. I gotta reload.
Avarice is like, I can't shoot it from here. Y'all are all in the way. She can't do anything her turn. We go to Enoch.
So you can move through friendly people, right?
You can move through friendly people, and then you can also move through enemies, but it's like difficult movement. So it'd be like
Well,
10 feet to get through him.
How big is the snow golem?
He is a 6 foot, 7 foot size individual. Like he's a no, it's 5. I said 5. It's a 5. He's a 5 foot pile. He's a medium creature.
He's medium. That means with my wisp cloak, I can move through him.
Perfect.
Oh
Yep.
yeah. Good use for that.
This guy just turned into a wisp and whisked through.
Now I am going to use my magic fists of love, as Jacob said.
Yes, and you are flanking him, so you have advantage on these attacks.
Oh, sweet. Even better. Okay. This should also be this. And I think, well, let's wait and see. So 17 to hit.
Hits.
5 points of damage.
Yeah, you're gonna. As you punch this, it's gonna die. You punch it so hard that the snow just bursts around, and it melt into a little puddle of water on the ground as it dies in front of you.
Sad.
Do you want to do
That's
anything else
flat.
on your turn?
I'm going to jump up and down in the puddle.
Okay. Okay, you jump up and down in the puddle. You guys all hear the noises of water being
It's a bit
splashed.
morbid.
Just to make sure.
You slip. No.
We'll break your neck. Oh no.
Yeah, you have defeated that little guy. I would say we're gonna stay in initiative a little bit longer. Enoch, you've done one attack. Do you want to open the door above you?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you open it up, and what you see before you is a room. Obviously, this room is a mess. It's illuminated by the same blue light, the blue sconces that you see hanging from the other rooms. You see shattered and jumbled tools. For what purposes these tools could have been used for, it's unclear, as everything is in pieces or they are bent out of shape. There are 2 heavy wooden tables that lie on their sides, and they are upside down. There's an iron key attached to a bundle of leather that hangs from one of the table's legs. Against the eastmost wall is a closed wooden door that clings to the ceiling like the ones in the previous room. And directly in front of you, against the wall, is a 5 foot pile of snow. It has arms, legs, and it charges towards you
Okay.
as it runs towards you. It runs in the sense that narratively it runs, but I'm gonna see where it goes on initiative sake. But it just runs after you, just snow golem that just runs. It's going to be added to the initiative. I'm gonna roll for it. It rolling that one, so it's going to last. But you see this snow golem that's just like it's in the motion of running towards you, and it is there in front of you. You have movement left, and you have your attack. One more attack left, or several attacks if you
I
use your
haven't
force.
used my mug points yet.
Yes.
I'm going in after the golem. And yeah, okay, I'll use all of them. Okay, I'm gonna start throwing hands.
He's gonna hit him. Hit him with a haymaker.
So, yeah,
Hits.
17
Yep.
or 7 points of damage.
And it's magical,
I-
so it all goes through.
And I'll keep track here. I will use my monk point to get 2 more attacks.
Hell yes.
That is a dirty 20, so that is
Mhm,
good. For 5 points.
Very nice.
And then finally, 18 for 5 points. So 17 points of bludgeoning damage. Magical bludgeoning damage.
You are walloping this creation. You are beating it up. It still stands. It kind of smiles at you, and all it has is just a mouth. It's just a mouth. There's nothing else that
So I went 5,
has.
10, 15, 20, 25. And since I have attacked it, I will not incur an attack of opportunity when I go
Because you're sitting on feet. Yep.
here. Yeah, mobile. I was like, there's a golem in there, and I punched it.
You just bah, 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 and then run. Tactical retreat.
Yep.
Yeah, we see that happen, and as Enoch runs out saying there's a golem in there, he goes and hides, but he goes and kind of posts up next to the collapsed stairwell. We're going to end the session. Yeah, we're going to end the session there. Strategery. We're going to end the session there, as this battle is going to continue. Yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. I will let the players know that there is potentially 1 session until we switch back, or 2, depending on how slow we make it through this tower. And then we'll be with our other characters once again. So that's it for tonight, folks. Thanks for tuning in. We will see you next Sunday. Next Sunday. We'll see you next Sunday. Thanks for watching and have a great week. Good night.